Good morning. Where am I going for this? Where is this? The hell? This guy's like terminally online. What the fuck? There's no way he listens to this stuff. Isn't this stuff like, how can this stuff be free to use on YouTube? Okay, there's no way I'm playing that. That seems absurd. Okay, let's try to put on music I'm allowed to listen to. I fucking don't, I never know on YouTube what I'm allowed to listen to, what I'm not allowed to listen to. If I go here, library. Where is it? Didn't I save this? Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Okay, well, we'll play this, I guess. God, my internet's fucked. It's crispy right now. It's probably because I'm streaming, so. Is this playing faster? No, it's normal speed. Okay. Water fiends. Okay, water fiends are a bit of a strange task because they're very rare to kill, but they actually make really good money. I felt like I feel like they make ridiculously good money, as rare as they are. They make 4K per a kill, which I think is insane. Because they can drop like water battle staff. They have a chance to drop in an awesome one, which is a mist battle staff, which probably won't use that much, but probably like nice one to have. It sells for 34K, not very much. They have dropped a lot of runes, like water runes, which are like 750 per drop, which isn't that bad. Sapphire bolts, they drop like a lot of very valuable items, ironically. So they're not bad at all to kill for money. The issue that they have is they can't be killed very quickly, which is the main problem with them. So I want to check how loud this is on my stream. I can turn it up a little bit, to be honest with you. I don't really want to. Well, actually, you know what? We're just trampled. Here's what I'll do. There we go. That's probably better. Turn down my headset, but louder for you guys. Turn down my headset, but louder for you guys. Cool. Alright, let's go see if I can fight water fiends in an area that is multi-combat. No, but it's candidable in the Ioworth dungeon. Or just Song of the Elves. You know what time it is. It's time to complete it. I'm gonna do it in the Ioworth dungeon. I don't give a shit. I think I could do it. I think I could do it. I think I literally can do it. I have nothing to stop me. And it's like, you know what? It's time. Oh, I don't think... Why not get it done? It's a little chore. I got my chores done. Song of the Elves. 70 construction and making history. Oh, I gotta do that stuff still. Okay, 70 construction. How far am I? 65 to 70? Just add to canvas. Oh, I see. Set up. Let's just do construction. That's fine. Construction. Do a goal. Set. The level. 7-0. Next question we have to ask ourselves is about 300k, 284k XP. That's not too bad. Construction 70. Where's mahogany homes? This is OSRS. I don't see a reason not to. We have to discuss it at some point anyways. Gives us access to new corrupted gauntlet, which too low a level. Actually, we might not even be too bad. Like, our defense is pretty low. That's the major issue. And then the second thing that really sucks about our stats right now. If I got my defense to 80, I think I'd start doing corrupted gauntlet maybe. We don't have rigor and augury, which are quite bad. Augury is really nice. With the magic attack by 25%, and defense by 10%, range is just 20. Attack by 20, defense by damage by 23. Because right now I can do Eagle Eye and Steel Skin, which is a lower drain rate, 59 seconds, than like something like Piety. Oh, it's the same. But just a worse prayer. That's about all it is. Oh, it's just a worse prayer, that's all it is. But I can do it. The damage reduction, the defense reduction, I imagine, is not really that significant. Probably a bit, but not enough to really, like, kill me. But yeah, okay. I want to look at XP per plank-ish, approximately. I think we're pretty close to the plank sack as well, which is nice. What am I looking at? Experience, cost, XP material, build, repair material, completion XP. Average XP per plank, 346. So if we have to get 284, 203, divided by 346, that's the average. It's not perfect. 821 planks, let's go by like 1,000, just in case. Cool. We'll do some mahogany homes. Teleport to Rock as of right now. I think as far as like where they are, it's always going to be in Varrock, Falador, Ardoin, or Hosidius, correct? Those are the only 4 locations it can be in. Okay. This will take a while to sell. I don't really care. Teak planks. I might even have teak planks already. Hey, we have 55. We need to buy, what is it, 800? So we're gonna buy like let's buy 900 teak planks. 900. Just a mill. It's not too bad. And then we need steel bars. If each time we're going for an adept contract, we're getting... What level is the expert contracts at, actually? Question. Valador, Varag, you start on the city. Yeah, so... Generally, it's 12 to 15 planks and 1 bar. So if I think of, if I bought 900 divided by, it's 12 to 15 planks, something like that, 12 to 15 planks, so the ratio is like let's just say 1 bar to 15 planks, or 1 bar to 12 planks, just to the safest ratio. So divide by 12. 75 bars. What bars do I have? 4 bars. So the reason we're doing all that math, just to save money. I don't want to spend money if I don't fucking have to. This should be around 2 hours of work, and then we can get Song of the Elves done today. It's like my thought process. And we have a Kando hammer and a crystal saw. Cool. And we probably should go get ourselves a lunar spell book. Where did I put it? Here? Yeah, here. And then, so let's build this while we're here. Put this down here. Then we need... This will take us to get our lunar spells. This will... Let's bring this. We need these, these, here. So cool. Alright. That should be pretty much good for there. I need to make it'd be nice plus because like getting close to 70 and like 72 I make a portal nexus. The advantage of having a portal nexus is that I can just get all the teleports I need, which is awesome. Which I would probably be very much in favor of doing something like that. But 72 res up right now, I don't know how much I'm really dying for that. Pretty good with those. Those are like the 3 teleports like I really need because like they're just awful locations to get close to. There's no good way to get them. The Fremnik boots, the water breath ones to get to Fremnik, the Fremnik Isle is really good, really quickly. That's why I have the Fremnik boots are there, and the water breath island lets me get there. In this one, I can also get to the Fremnik Isles, but it's a little bit more annoying because I have to go to the Pirate's Cove and stuff like that. Mariah and Hosidius. So that's kind of like the major advantage of it. Hit the cross check out Tombs of an Masket. Yeah. If I had the... You could probably do it with Ivan's Blast. I think there's like a video of people doing it with Ivan's Blast. think I could buy. What was the plank sack? I'd be able to buy it. It's like the 350. Yeah, I can totally buy it. This will double because we don't have, we can do 2 before we have to bank, so. Or she in Varrock. Oh, she's here, she's here. Oh yeah, I'll buy that shit. Oh, and put a timer on to stretch my arms out because I got fucking back pain from gaming for too long. Every hour and 10 minutes I gotta take a break. Shit game. Shit game. Okay. Let's do this. Can I build this? Oh! Cool. So then I can get rid of these. Out. That kind of like the general setup for mahogany homes people use. Like this shit. 4 teleports, a plank sack. I get an extra plank because I have a hammer. Cool, not a big deal. Is there a way to do contact? Yeah, you just contact the last person you contact. That's awesome. Nice. Just shift click it. Jeff and Varrock. Never gonna get your fucking house fixed whether you like it or not. I don't give a shit. No matter what you want, I'm fucking fixing your house. Prick. Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of this implant for you as well. Like part-time exterminator. I wonder if the equipable saw has good stats as well, or is it right-handed thing? Oh, I'm fucking am I missing my ticks? I'm not playing optimally, dude. Fuck. There we go. Yeah, fucking cuppa. Valador? Oh man, the XP rate's gonna pick up here, man. I'm having to bank every time. I've had some caffeine, so it's running through my veins right now. Watch that later. Oh, I'm fucking up, dude. Oh my god, it's so bad, dude. There we go. Oh, the double hammer swing. Gotta get it quick though. Oh, no, Norman. Oh, thank god. So, I gotta check how many I have. I might be able to do like 3 trips with this. Where do I mark it? How much do I have here? I have plenty still. I can do it already still. I can still do like 3 tasks here. take my meds. By meds, I mean my vitamin B. It's more water as well. You're not fucking taking me alive, asshole. How much do I have your list still? I might be able to get one more task done. 4 trips in a row. That's sick. XP rate. Now I can do it. That's sick. We got 4 tasks in a row done. It holds so much more than I thought. I think if you have a ring of wealth, you can actually teleport here faster. So you can go to Eleanor Park here, which is a little bit faster than running from here. But piece of shit, Norman. Unfortunately, I need to restock, so. Oh, I don't want to use those. Oh. It would have been faster just to run here. I didn't work this out. That was a perfect one. Oh, the tick manipulation. We're actually gaming here. Autumn Elegy ain't got fucking shit on this. We're gonna cap out at 120k XP per hour. Still fantastic XP per hour, genuine. So it's not that big of a deal. So well. Fucked it up. Fuck. We do pretty much like 4 tasks with this type of inventory. Mariah, shit's already broken again? Didn't I fix your house already? Damn, what the hell are you doing in your house? To be fair, I did fix it without one. Heck, she had a contract out here for hogging homes. Repair it, you cock! What the hell was that? There's never been. Baby! Oh my god, I changed my sensitivity. It's all fucked now. I have this open still. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. 12 planks. Nah, let's just bank to be safe. I mean, cause like I could do, but it's better to bank just to be safe, because I don't want to have to go and run all the way back on the off chance that, you know, there's a 1 in how much chance? 1 in 4 chance that I didn't have to bank, but I think it's just better to sorry, full? Yeah. Yeah, it's Tao again, this asshole. Apparently, you know what? Maybe it's more of a statement on my ability to do a good job. I do a shit job apparently. Furniture breaks already. It's not too bad. I don't think also that the sets of shit, like the what's it called? I can't remember the exact specifics. It's like a I don't remember exactly what I was talking about. It's like the supply crates. I don't think they're like worth it in my opinion for they're not like worth the points, I think. They don't make money. They're just meant to help recoup the cost, right? Like, I might try them out and see. 130 KXP per hour? That doesn't seem too bad to me. It's probably gonna cap at like 129. Start. I should be able to get them, I think. That was 3 tasks before we had to restock. That seemed right. It was 2 or 3 tasks, I believe. I think this was our. I don't remember. I think this is our second. I think this is our 3rd task, which is not too bad. Still 3 tasks where you have to bank is still pretty fucking. Pretty solid. Well, thanks. I might be able to now for the last person. Oh yeah, I can do this one. Supercity. Oh. I need some water. I need to drink some water. I'm getting a headache. This guy's committing a fucking crime. I don't think they're paying attention to me at all. Alright. This has got like a similar vibe to like Runecraft in my mind. I don't mind it as much. It's a little bit less like more clicking and stuff like that, so it's like a better version of Runecraft. Also makes more XP.
Do I make you think again? Or why should I look away or try somebody else? And do you remember feeling like your mind was never made to make them what they want?
I don't know if I'm gonna buy the construction. I think I will buy the construction outfit at some point, but not. Well, I think you could use it for this. It'd be good for this, I think, because the advantage of doing it for this is like you are getting your run energy back whenever you do a contract. So it actually is worthwhile for this, I think, which I will proceed to buy if necessary, because I think it's just worthwhile to get it in the long run. But this is going to be how I'm going to make the most of my experience, which I think I will make a lot of experience doing this. I think I'll do oak larders when I have time. Well, I've done that. I I think oak larders make 200 kxc per hour or some shit like that. I'm banging those with it. That's good. Oof. Get some water. I'll be back for a sec. I'll be back in a bit. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get my dad to the airport today. So that's at like 3-ish EST. Mom is weird. She was like telling me, she's like, thank you. And I was thinking back in my head, I should probably say like, no problem. But like, there was something that was reminding me of this, like, there's like this weird trend that occurred back, like, I don't know why I would think about this. It's just like some schizophrenic levels of connection. But so what happened was, there's like a trend on TikTok. It's a mix. I was like, why the hell does it sound so weird? That was a horrible mix. What was the video? I forgot what the fuck it was. It was something like, if you are in a club or if you go to a club and some girl, if you have to ask your boyfriend this question, that if you're in a club, that ask him, like, he was in a club and some girl came up to him and said like, hey, I want to have sex with you. See what his response is. And if he says what's it called? If he says oh, sorry, I have a girlfriend, that's implying that that the only reason he doesn't want to have sex with it, that it's saying that he does want to have sex with him, but then like, because he does want, it's like the guy wants to have sex with him, but because he has a girlfriend, he's not doing anything with it, but he still would do it if he had the option. Like, there's two things here. This, like, yeah, the thought process I had, and the reason I was thinking about that is because, like, why this was connected to the whole no problem debate, the whole no problem thing. I was just thinking downstairs, why didn't I say no problem? Just saying, yeah, I can do that, whatever. Was because I remember, like, people were kind of like, all these fucking, like, young people were having, like, hard coke shit where they were all just like, there's like a whole thing where people were saying, I think young people are better than like boomers because we say, when people ask us to do something, we say no problem. We're supposed to thank you, we say no problem, so they say you're welcome, which goes to show that we have much more genuine intentions, whereas whereas by saying no problem, it's implying that we don't think it was even a concern. Of course I would help. But someone who is like a boomer who says you're welcome implies that it wasn't an inconvenience or ability to do it. So therefore our generation is better. There's like some shit like this, and it's just like, oh man, this whole, I don't know what the hell I'm fucking ranting about. I'm going on some fucking weird ass rant. I think I hit the props for this. Cause like, yeah, it's like some weird thing I remember hearing. It was a whole, let me see if I can find it. Just be complaining about a post I saw. Scorching hot take, I have to say. It was based off some guy whose name was Tom Nicholas. It was Tom Nicholas. He's got like some highly conservative person. Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh. Yeah, it's like this typical example of like some fucking or someone who's like older making some weird claim about like how whatever, near every cashier in America, the proper response to thank you is you're welcome, not no problem. You're supposed to thank you. You are supposed to thank you. Here's the thing. I don't understand this last part. This part is fucking so stupid. I don't know why people get so caught up on... I have no idea why people get so fucking caught up on this whole shtick of like... Why do we get so caught up on the shtick of like the actual specific words people say? It's so weird to me. I don't understand it. Like 99% of the time I use words, I'm not thinking about the explicit exact meaning of every single word. I just have a rough idea in my head, and through practice and association, I've just learned that certain words get across vaguely what I'm trying to get across. And that's like all I think about. I'm not thinking about the exact specific single word to make sure it's for every situation, because words transform over time. The dictionary definition of a word is like a general idea of what people think when they say a word. So like, I don't get so bent out of shape about the same thing. I understand, I think about what the function of what someone's trying to get across when they say something. The word no problem, the phrase no problem, you're welcome, I think genuinely represent the exact same idea when used in the context of like, if someone asks you to do something and you say no problem, you're welcome, I think it's the exact same thing. I don't know why I make this about this. But this is not complaining to complain about the issue. It means so fucking much to me, even though it doesn't really matter at all. Like in my mind, I just think here's some fucking. I saw this post. It was irritating me every shit. It was an interesting observation I made downstairs. I was just thinking about this thing. Oh yeah, but it's the way it relates to the whole situation regarding like the boyfriend who somehow says like, oh no, I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend. Somehow someone wants to fuck with girls. There's two things to that. And also, there's like two things in the way that I'm also looking at no problem versus you're welcome that I learned. Like, honestly, it is a bit of a burden, isn't it? It is a burden. So saying you're welcome is not even a big deal. It's like, yeah, you should be. You're welcome. Like, I did something for you, you know? And like, I acknowledge that it wasn't work that I had to do. There's no problem with it. Even if that was the case, what's wrong with policing people over you know, the boyfriend example, where your boyfriend says he like to sleep with someone and you have a girlfriend. Yeah, so would I. If I didn't have a girlfriend, I'd sleep with people too. What the fuck? What am I supposed to like not have desires to have fun with people? Like, what the hell is that? If I don't want to fuck, like, that's normal. I just choose not to because I value the relationship I have with someone. Like, it's just such a weird thing. Society, that's all I'm trying to get across right now. Society and trends are so fucking stupid. I don't know. Generally, what someone's trying to get across when they say sorry I have a girlfriend is like, I'm sorry. The sorry is not, oh, I wish I could. I don't know. People just try to read too much into that shit. It's probably not what the person's thinking. They're not thinking that they want to fuck other people. They're thinking that what they're probably thinking about is like they feel bad for denying the request and it's an excuse for asking. They're not thinking, oh, I would. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You blocked me. That's what they're saying. They're sorry. Because I think most people could also just as well if they were more of an asshole. So I'm not fucking. I don't know why this is why this it's just gossip. It's just such a I'm gonna check the volume out. I'm gonna check the volume out.
Rappers, kick, push, boogie board. Punch, drum, punch, kick, super hard. Bruce spiked, broken nose. Ice Cube, Fresh Prince, MTV.
It was mixtapes, spray cans, subway trains. It was black books, markers, and halls of fame. It was sell-toe Adidas with super fat laces, and the girls with the knee socks rocking the braces. Yo.
We're going off this. We're not listening.
Watch how we turn on because it watch how we pop it off. Brother taps come and lock it, watch how they pop it off. Fire marshal police soldier, they try to lock it off. Holy power water to ulti, but yet not enough.
I think I should be able to get the shoes while we're in the process. I think I should be able to get the shoes. Sorry if you guys got that audio. It's hard to tell. These streams, it's not easy. There's a lot of things you have to keep track of. This asshole. This drum and bass, I don't know what the fuck this is. What world am I on? Am I on a fucking... I'm curious, am I like on a... I'm on a German world, that's why it feels so slow. Like, why am I like so weird?
Original selector.
My wrists are... push is really good. Actually, not to pain in the ass,
Roll down the window, this car
Oh, what happened?
and me stare out to the sun. This is where it all begun. Climbing up the ladder of this thing that we call love, trying to get up to the top without a slip. But reality is cruel. Sometimes we can have it all. We may find that we will fail, but we can try again. Sometimes
Might be able to do one more pass.
the sun to shine, but when we're sitting
I wish there was a thing that would show.
'cause we're not meant to get it right the first time. We're all meant to get this right. While we're waiting for our moment to shine, we should realize we're not meant to get this
Tracks.
right. Down to the cellar we walk, waiting to put that smile on your face, that smile on your face. Down to the cellar we walk, and I am waiting. I will change you, change you, change you, make you.
Oh. Got a nice house. He's reaching fucking slot.
You show it. It's something I'm trying so hard to do. Between the sheets, sunlight spills
gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. Okay, should be better now. Should be able to hear me more now. I mean, like, it's so awful because I have to, like, when I breathe, it gets picked up by the mic, so trying to figure out, like, an optimal threshold to have it so you can hear me talk but not me breathe is just, like, really hard. So, like, a sensual feeling to it, you know, when I breathe. Here I can smell you as a viewer. I could just talk louder, I guess. Now that I think about it, but I don't know. I want it to be like at my natural speaking level, so it's something I have to like think about consciously. That was my volume loud enough, kind of thing. I just don't want to think about it. But am I talking loud enough? Just I don't know. Just I don't want to. I don't want to talk too loud when I'm thinking about stuff. What? You said I had. That's full of shit. That's a load of shit. The Plank Sec plugin sucks ass.
And I'm waiting for my life to start. Won't let this crazy walk pull me apart. If I've got you, I've got what I need.
Okay, how much are in here? 28. Cool. We can share. Just Jesus, this is stupid. You're lowering my fucking XP. I mean, these things probably don't hold together very well because they're nails. So. I gotta ask my girlfriend. Shit. I'll text her like all day. She's probably waiting for my text. Plus my girlfriend does my fucking friends. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. The ADD gets so fucking intense. I just texting. Oh god. Okay, let's see. She writes like a lot, so you gotta respond to like everything. It's always like paragraphs. It's not like one. Plus, we don't text like all the time. We text like I respond once an hour, but like we send basically the same amount of text like a normal person, normal relationship would send, but like it's once every like couple hours and we'll respond to each other, and it's like a wall of text. So that's just how we talk. So I don't mind that. It just means I have to find time to talk to her about this stuff. But it's a bit annoying sometimes. Like I don't want to respond to like a page of stuff, but whatever. Did I talk to her already? Oh, I haven't apparently talked to her. Arm hair is like fucking me. Sorry about that. Just a lot of gotta keep the missus happy. have we been doing mahogany homes for? Quite a bit, right? I don't even know. Or like this, so because we have to do water feeds in the Iowa dungeon. Oh man. Whatever. It's kind of it'll be fine. This is something we have to do anyways, so. We can do it. Alright, herbs. I think they're growing, right? Could do an herb run. I don't want to. I hate herb. I generally don't enjoy farming. I generally just don't enjoy it at all. I don't know why. It's just something about the skill is very just boring to me. You know, I don't know. Something about just fucking I don't know. Like when I don't have a good reason to explain. It's just something about the order of clicks. Just I guess because like everything in this game is a series of essentially just a bunch of order of clicks, but something about it just doesn't feel very enjoyable to me. I know it makes a lot of money. It's not a bad skill per se because it's like relatively easy and it makes good XP per hour, like in terms of amount of time you're actually doing stuff. But I don't enjoy it at all. Something about it just feels very boring to me, which is weird because like. I'm not like the person to talk to about it because like I literally my first skill I got to 99 was rune crafting. So I don't like what the fuck do I know about this type of shit, you know? We'll just restock as we're going to him. So I don't know why I stake out such a strong stance. I just don't enjoy it. Whenever I have to train it, like I just don't find it fun. But it's not bad. It's a quick skill in the sense that like all you're doing is just running around and 50k per time you're checking. I don't know. I have no reason to say why I dislike it. Nothing that at least will make sense. I might have illogical reasons to dislike it, but no like genuine ones. So I don't know. Most people don't really like mind farming, from my understanding. So I don't know. I don't know why I dislike it so much. Checking my audio. I don't know why I dislike it so much. I don't know why I stake out such a strong stance. I just don't enjoy it. Whenever I have to train it, like I just don't find it fun. But it's not bad. It's a quick skill in the sense that like There we go. I guess it's working. We are a third of the way to 70. Not too bad. Larry and Fallador. Do we have enough for them? I think we should. We just restocked, right? So. Emails from work. Cool.
keeps reminding me that it's too soon to forget you. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me. Keeps reminding me that it's too soon to forget you. You got to place it on you. You just think it, that's what you
Is Dare coming up? Coming up. You know, this is going to be a highly controversial opinion. I don't like Gorillaz that much. I listened to the album Demon Days, which I think is like their most liked album, and like genuinely, I think I hated like almost every song on that album. There are some that were just like but here's the funny part: like some of the songs on the album, absolute fucking bangers, right? Like Dare was really fucking good. Clint Eastwood, Feel Good Inc., all that shit, like the classic ones, and then Dirty Harry. But besides that, I hated every other song on that fucking album. Like genuinely would turn it off if I heard it, and like I would skip it every fucking time. Which is funny because like almost all my friends love Gorillaz. They're like, that album is like a non-skip album. And I'm like, every song on that album sucks ass. I did not enjoy any, like every song on that album besides those four I hated. I don't know, it's just weird. Like it's strange. It's like I recognize like everybody loves this so much. I hate so much of that album. Oh, pretty strange opinion I have. Oh, some people, I don't know. Music is very subjective, obviously, but like, I don't know. There's like, okay, there's subjective preference, but then there's like actually objective. Are you just fucking wrong about if music is good or bad? Like, I can tell Gorillaz is like genuinely like well done. It's not bad in any way. I think to have an opinion that's like, oh, the album sucks, the music is objectively shit. Objectively shit, like the Ben Shapiro take, where he's like, all rap sucks. That's pretty fucking low IQ is all I gotta say. Well, actually, you know what? Am I taking him out of context? I don't like Ben Shapiro that much, but like, I might be. I don't want to take him out of context. What did he say about? Let me listen. See if I can hear the take. I started getting more into rapper recently, and I kind of like rap a lot more now, but I haven't really listened to that much. I gotta listen to MF Doom. I should listen to this. Ben Shapiro rap. Rap isn't music. I want to hear like an actual, like his actual take. Daily Wire Plus. Is rap real music? Rap music real music? Where is it? I mean, like, I hear people react. I see people reacting to his content, but not like rap isn't music. I want to hear what he says about it. I want to hear it from him, not some fucking person's opinion on it. Oh my god, this is so fucking annoying. I can't find this. Maybe they'll have it here, like linked. Like, this will not be his original. This will always be defenses of his take. But I want to hear his initial take. Okay, we'll watch this.
About
We'll watch
a recent
this.
comment that you made on the Daily Show where you claimed that rap is not music. I'm here.
I've never been on The Daily Show, but I think it was
Or
probably.
I just wanted to ask you about a recent comment that you made on The Daily Show where you claimed that rap is not music. I'm here.
Oh, the quality's so bad.
I've never been on The
I don't really care that much. It's not that important just to hear it. I just want to hear his words.
Daily Show, but I think it was
Or
probably quoted on
whatever,
The Daily Show or something. Okay.
Whatever, not The Daily Show, the show that you run. Sorry, I'm not extremely familiar with it.
Oh, you're talking about on the Sunday special?
Yes.
Sure,
yes,
sure.
Yes. I'm sure you
Yeah.
remember the event. In any case, you cited that the reason that rap is not music is because it does not contain all of three things: melody, harmony, and rhythm. I am
Right.
here to present you with an opportunity to remedy this statement in front of a live audience.
Okay. So, if you watch that Sunday special, you'll notice that the guest in the other seat is a man named Zuby.
Okay, so it was literally in that video. So this
My case
is
against rap.
this is the actual take. Okay, this is the take. I'm assuming this is the actual video then that he was his actual opinion. So not to be that big. It's mostly just for the audio.
I have the musical case against rap, and then I will get to the cultural case against rap. So the musical case against rap is that, in my view, and the view of my music theorist father who went to music school,
Okay,
there are three elements to music. There is harmony, there is melody, and there is rhythm.
Okay, this framing to begin with. Music has to have what? Melody, harmony, rhythm. Is that what he said? Or am I missing something?
Went to music school. There are three elements to music. There is harmony, there is melody, and there is rhythm.
Harmony, melody, and rhythm is required for music. Okay, I need to think about that for 2 seconds if I even agree with that. I mean, like... Okay. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star I don't think has any harmony in it whatsoever. Will we call that music or not? Harmony, music theory. What does harmony count as? It's the composite product of when individual music voices group together to form a cohesive whole. So the reason why Twinkle Twinkle Little Star doesn't have harmony is because I think harmony is when you have multiple different, so voices as in like musical things playing. So you have to have like musical group together to form a cohesive whole. Generally though, it's if you're playing different notes is how it's used to describe it. Like if you have people playing elements of a chord, right? If I have a trumpet, a flute, and a trombone, which is I think what they're saying right here, are all playing different notes. It's in the article I'm looking at, or not the article, the Google result. If you have those three different things playing and they're playing different notes and they're making like chord sounds, that's harmony, essentially. But it doesn't have to be just chord sounds. They can make anything they want with it, right? As long as they're playing different notes from each other, they're making harmony. I think if they're playing the same notes, it's called unison. Actually, I want to be very clear. I don't even think that I even agree 100% with this idea, because with this definition of harmony, I think this is like one way that harmony is used as a word. But I think the other version of harmony, the way people mostly mean it in music, just means basically, do you have multiple components working together to create the full breadth of the music, essentially, right? You have the individual voices, the individual things that are doing things. So like if you have a electronic song or whatever, like if you listen to whatever, I don't know, but harmony is used in a lot of different ways. I think the general approach of harmony is if you have two like musical voice lines working together to create like the general like musical what you hear, like with all the different parts put together. That's harmony. Okay. Rap has this. So I don't know what he's getting at. Is he getting at rap doesn't have different voice lines in it by having people speak spoken word, you know? It feels very strange to me. But in the backing tracks, absolutely. The second thing behind it, the melody portion. Melody is like the main hook of the music, the main point to the music. Okay? And then there's the rhythm, which as long as there's rhythmic structure. I would not even disagree that that's not even a bad first idea for music. Actually, I would probably say it isn't music at all. This is not that. No, it's no. Sorry. Rap is music. I am of that opinion. But I think that the idea that rap is just simply, or that music is simply just these three things is a bit Yeah, I think you can push those boundaries pretty clearly and find examples where that just wouldn't be the case. For example, a good example of something that it doesn't that will be music, but doesn't at all have rhythm. Posey, I think Sharp Posey 5, I believe is what it is. Lord Melbourne. By Percy Granger. I remember playing this in high school band, or we almost considered playing it. We didn't play it because it's fucking hard. But this is the song. It's a classical song. So let me just. It's not too loud, right? Too loud, right? Here, or actually having people speak tracks portion. There's the but this. Okay, good. There's the but this. Making sure. Okay, there we go. But yeah. So the reason why I'm showing this as an example, actually, but it's not an example, but this audio clip is not showing a good demonstration of what the song's supposed to sound like. The song literally does not have rhythm. It has a general structure for like what it's supposed to look like in terms of timing, but it really is exclusively up to the conductor's discretion of what they want to do. The conductor doesn't have to be in rhythm at all. And in fact, it really shouldn't be in rhythm. The reason why it shouldn't have a discernible rhythm, like some loose idea. The reason why is because the song is meant to be a song sung by absolute people like fucking drunk off their ass. Like that's the point. So they want to recreate that effect of that drunken feeling by not really having a rhythm. Is that music? Sounds like fucking music to me. It just doesn't have rhythm though. Harmony. You can comprise extraordinarily simple songs don't have harmony. We would still call them music. Maybe not very good music, but music itself. And then melody. That one's going to be harder to convince people that maybe you can find a song without melody. But melody to me would imply that there is like some sort of routine. Is melody just the main voice line, or is melody when he says that melody, like it has to have melody, does he mean that it has to have like a main voice line, or like a main thing, or like a hook? That's a motif. What does he mean by melody? People say that's the melody. Like the melody is like the main line. Which I would also highly disagree with. Where is this part here? God, what's the song? Who's it by? It was like, oh fuck, it's this long ass song. It's like a 7-minute song. But there are multiple times in the song there's no discernible melody, where it just sounds like jazz doesn't always have a discernible melody. Always, it's a jazz song. It's a jazz stand. It's not a standard. Like, Charles. Fuck. Oh my god, I can't remember the person's name. Famous jazz bassist. Who the hell is this? I forgot. Charles Mingus. It's a Charles Mingus song. I forgot who it is. What's called? Charles. I think it's his most famous song. Moanin'. That's the song. This song slaps, by the way. It's fucking amazing. This is the intro. Oh shit, I fucked it up. So this is how it starts. This is like the main line. This is like the motif. Okay, you don't have to like jazz. So you have two lines here playing, right? So you have that main line, right? So it's like that's like the main line of the song. But then it also like has other parts to it. And you have So this is 1 minute in. There's like so many different lines, and it's hard to say which one is the melody. Like genuinely, like every single one is valid. There's I think the saxophone, the trumpet, all they take turns on which one is the main leading part of the song. But it does this for like 3 minutes, and it just gets way more confusing. Yeah, where's the melody? There is no melody in this song. There's no melody at all, as far as I'm concerned. Every single piece is competing for a main point, and you can listen to everything and just be just as valid as thinking one line is better than another. One line is more... Oh god, what does melody from music theory even mean? I want to make sure I'm properly disputing this claim that he's making. Is the unfolding in musical time of a principal single line of pitches. Is the oh wait. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong here. I could be wrong. Melody is the unfolding in musical time of a principled single line of pitches. This line can be sounded alone, unaccompanied, known as monophony. It can also be accompanied by chords, known as homophony, where it is usually but not always present in the highest note. A third texture called the polyphony consists of several simultaneous melodies of equal importance. Counterpoint is the study of combining such independent melodies. What? What the fuck is this interpretation? This is a very... What is a melody? Three main parameters that makes music out of a collection of sounds, beats alongside harmony and rhythm. This is the definition that he's using. Ah, yeah, it's like the classic definition of what music is. Melody is a series of notes. Melody can't just be made up of one note. You can't just hum one note and call it a melody, and probably even 2-3 minutes is too short. Most melodies have a lot more than that. Example, Happy Birthday is a super easy melody to learn, and it's 25 notes long. That being said, melody can have very few pitches and notes and still be classed as a melody. Good example is perhaps the one-note samba by Antonio Carlos Junts by its name. Yeah. Play an order that is organized as a separate unit. That just sounds like a... Yeah. So melody is like the main theme. But I contest the argument. I think this was probably the hardest part of the argument to argue, that melody doesn't have to be there. But even then, even if I haven't done a good job disputing that claim, the harmony and the rhythm one is just absolutely stupid. Like, that's just not true at all. The second thing I would even argue is, I would question even if this framing entirely. Like, to me, I think what people mean when they call something music is it has to have some sort of... There's like a different aspect of what makes something music. I think there's a really good Adam Neely video. If you don't know who Adam Neely is, he's a pretty popular music YouTuber. And he argues... He has a video, I think, what is music? And I don't know if it was in response to the Ben Shapiro thing. What does music mean? Where is it? I think it's like something like, what does music mean? And then he basically says it's not really... I mean, it's... Oh, where is it? Where is it? It's, I think, Christian... It's in his video where he listens to Christian rock. Learning to like contemporary Christian music, the music I hate, which he still doesn't like it, I think. But he ends up having this interesting part here about how music is more complicated than simply... Why music is more complicated than simply just like stuff on a page that you can...
So he does a good job showing, hey, make a joyful noise. But thinking about how it's musicked and the context it has produced a deep etiquette is to clap. And listening to recordings of Bethel worship in a van full of jazz bros on their way to Winchester, Virginia is a very different musicking than a congregation.
Absolutely sounds like
There's
Christian.
a book by the musicologist Christopher Small called Musicking, The Meanings of Performance and Listening. In the book, Small argues that music is not really a noun. It's not a sound or a work or a composition or anything like that. Rather, music is more of a verb. Musicking is the act of listening to music or performing music or creating music by yourself or with other people. All the interplay between the audience and the performer, or the listener and the recording, is very important to consider. He writes that musicking is an activity by means of which we bring into existence a set of relationships that model the relationships of our world. Everybody involved bears some kind of responsibility to the event of music. The act of listening to a song by yourself on headphones on like the train is way different than listening to the band perform it live. The act of listening to recordings of Bethel worship in a van full of jazz bros on their way to Winchester, Virginia is a very different musicking than a congregation in Winchester, Virginia singing those same songs live with a full band. And yet we think of it as the same piece of music. Without considering music as an activity, you kind of lose the rich humanness.
Okay, I think this isn't actually going to prove my point at all, now that I listen to this more. My point would purely be that this notion of restricting music to something as simplistic as it needs to have melody, harmony, and rhythm is, I think, a pretty good basic interpretation of that. But I think there are things that we would consider being music, especially in cultures that aren't like Western cultures. I think if you get to like some other cultures, they don't really have a melody or a harmony. It's more just literally a rhythm or rhythmic sex things that also would constitute what music is. I think this is like the type of thing where they're trying. It's like music theory generally tries its best to try to articulate what music is, but as most things within the Western world, or mostly in like the history of philosophy, for instance, whatever. Mostly what ends up happening when it comes to music or like music is that we just tend to focus on the idea that it's more like we think about like the Western perspective rather than like other perspectives. That's just a consequence of our history and stuff like that, and our traditions is that's just what we tend to focus on. So there are other examples which would kind of make music a more all-encompassing thing, but I think the general basic idea that music is harmony, melody, and rhythm isn't actually a bad take, but I just don't think it's true. I think music is a little bit more expansive than that. So that's my opinion.
Rhythm. Okay. And rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. That there's not a lot of melody and there's not a lot of harmony. And thus it is basically effectively spoken rhythm. And so it's not actually a form of music, it's a form of rhythmic speech.
Yeah, so there's two parts here that makes this really complicated. There's the mechanistic aspect where I can argue about, or there's the aspect I can argue about the framing and say, actually, I don't think his argument really holds up. I think that his point about the melody and harmony, I think he's wrong in his own logic. But then there's also the other portion of like, what is the point of this inquiry? Was there a thing that brought this argument up? I don't know why. But like, there's part of me that also thinks, okay, maybe like you can argue about whether the legitimacy, the question is legitimate to begin with, but you could also argue about what his intention is behind this, because if we do present him with good counter arguments, right, in the idea that like, actually, if I can give a good argument for why rap is music and he refuses to accept it, like maybe his intention is not actually about proving that, his intention has nothing to do with actually proving whether rap is music, but the entire purpose behind arguing that rap isn't music, or even trying to do this, is because if rap isn't music, it gets to delegitimize like this form of like black culture, for instance, as being like not worthwhile or inferior or some shit like that, which is, I wouldn't put it past Ben Shapiro to do that, in my personal opinion. I don't really know him very well, but I don't think I'm very doubtful of him. I think he might consider doing that as a way to be like, oh, it's just like a way, like in the whole cultural perspective, to be like kind of to delegitimize black culture as being like a legitimate culture, like, oh, it isn't music that they listen to, as if somehow calling it music really fucking matters. Like, even if it wasn't music, who gives a shit? Like, it still carries like psychological importance. It's still interesting. I still think that rap can be very inspirational. It can provide a lot of things. I won't deny that there is a lot of also dog shit rap out there, but like there are, like, how can you listen to someone like Kendrick Lamar stuff and tell me it's not fucking music, right? Like, that to me is, I'll say that was a bit aggressive the way I said that, but like that just seems so strange to me. Like, undoubtedly the stuff he's made is genuinely music. Sorry that Ben Shapiro might struggle to know about it, because I just don't think he listens to music. I think that's the other thing. I think he's got a very narrow perspective of what rap might be, and that's why he thinks like that. You know, I think it's so obvious that these things are so complex and interesting and have a lot of interesting musical flair to them that make them, you know, just as complex as any other stuff you've ever seen before in music. So definitely in some cases more complex than some country stuff for sure. But that's just my opinion.
Speaking, and thus and so beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap all that much, it's what I've said before is it's not music. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, there's certainly melody in the beats, and even some rappers rapping / singing certainly has melody. I'm not.
Yeah, I think the argument would have to also be that I think his initial definition of what is music is also probably an imprecise definition. Like, I can think of things that don't have the elements he was discussing that are I would consider to be music. And I think most people would consider it music. So I don't think his definition is good at all to begin with. I just think that's a bad definition of what constitutes music, period. Like, I was showing examples from things that we would consider to be music, but weren't like rap at all. Like, I'm not just trying to argue rap breaks things and that's okay. I'm saying that, like, well, the rule wasn't even consistent to begin with, dude. I think the rule was kind of bad to begin with.
Not a particularly melodic rapper myself. There are artists who sort of sing rap a lot
good
more.
That this guy's actually
but I'd certainly say in terms of the production, there's a lot of harmony and melody in there. In terms of rapping itself, obviously rapping is a different art from singing. So the focus is on the rhythm rather than on the melodies and the harmonies by intention. Otherwise, you'd be singing. Right? I'm not too great at harmony and melody, and people don't want to. Nobody would pay to see me on stage singing. But in terms of the lyricism and the rhythm, that's really where the skill lies. So as an art form, it's I mean, it's a really unique form of music in a lot of ways. One, I think, is that you've just got the space to express yourself.
Yeah, he's not doing a very good job defending this, I think. I think he's doing a pretty bad job defending it, and that's why Ben Shapiro is probably going to continue thinking what he thinks. I think you have to point out good examples about how literally what Ben Shapiro is talking about, the argument, is just not true at all. Like, he would object to, I would object to the claim of his definition of music to begin with, because I can find examples that I would consider to be music. Most people I'd imagine people would consider to be music, but don't meet his criteria. Don't meet that criteria. This guy's kind of asserting that rap is music and therefore it's music, which is like, yeah.
And in hip hop, you can really rap about anything. You can make a song about absolutely anything. You can make a political rap song. You can make a rap song about love or romance or any topic. Lots of genres of music. You're somewhat restricted in terms of what you can talk about and express lyrically. Whereas in hip hop, that's just totally wide open. And as I'm sure you know, people use that for a whole bunch of different things. You've got your gangster rap, you've got your positive sort of conscious rap, you've got your deep stuff.
I'll be back to hearing this guy really good arguments. And we're back. I also lit a candle in here because I like to smell something
You can
nicer
tell
than
life
just
stories. You
my
can just
fucking
share
stench in
opinions
my
on,
room, like a
on
gamer,
pretty
my
much
gamer stench
anything.
in my room.
And so it's really, really unique in that sense. And yeah, I think it's a little bit like, they're very different music forms, but I think it's a little bit like country in that regard, in the way that you can kind of make a song about anything, and the people who write the lyrics tend to be the same people who perform them. Whereas in genres like pop and even rock, it's not uncommon to have a separate songwriter who then provides that to the person who sings
That
it.
seems like a
So
weird
with
argument
hip hop,
for why
what you're
some
really
weird
getting
music.
is the artist's own expression. So I can go away, I could write a song, and what someone's
not
listening
bank?
to
Oh,
is
fucking
really
idiot.
just the mind of Zuby, just like they can listen to this conversation, this interview.
This is really a horrible
And-
argument for what rap is. I don't know. I find this to be a dog shit argument for what rap is. These are different Slayer altars, or not Slayer, but runecrafting altars. That's the fire altar. I think that's the body altar. Ah, grab it. Be seeing you. Okay.
They're getting what's going on in my mind. It's the same if they go and they listen to the lyrics of my songs. They know, okay, this is the story he's telling. This is where he's coming from. That's where his heart is. In terms of the music aspect to it, whether or not you like that and it vibes with you and you're feeling with that,
Right, I mean, that's subjective,
that's
obviously.
totally subjective.
So my
yeah.
other kind of artistic criticism
Yeah.
of rap is maybe a stereotype about how rap is written. So I have this kind of theory, and it holds true across all musical form, which is that art and craft are not in opposition, but very often they seem to be placed in opposition, meaning there's, and this leads to my criticism of rock along the same lines as my criticism of rap, which was that rock was an actual degradation of skill for music from jazz, which was actually a
I'm sorry. What the fuck? What is he talking about? Okay, well, actually, okay. I might even be somewhat sympathetic to this opinion. That rap is rock was a degradation of skill compared to jazz. I think that they were focusing on different things, integrating different elements together. I think it is reasonable to say that, like, okay, I think you have to be a bit weird to think that, like, the rock artist that got pop. Like, okay, you can't just look at, like, this is just to be clear, you can't just look at what is popular in the public conscience and with the pop conscious, like what's popular, to figure out as like your analogy for what you think is like good. Because when we look to the past, we only seem to remember the like best shit that's existed. But the pop stuff tends to sometimes what was popular, but we also know about what was probably like the good stuff. Like with jazz, popular jazz was also somewhat like kind of you know? It was still pretty good, but it wasn't like nothing like it was impressive. But then you have things like bebop and shit like that, which were highly technical and virtuosic, right? Rock, like there was impressive rock stuff too. It wasn't like just like whatever. It was just like a different art form. People were trying to figure it out, trying different things. They didn't even know it was rock and roll at the time they were inventing it. It was just an outgrowth of jazz, all right? And then it became a popular movement where a lot of people started playing rock, right? And then you get to like other stuff, like you get Jimi Hendrix and whatever, and he's also playing really complex shit. There's a lot of but it's a more intuitive feeling thing, I imagine, you know. But this is just getting to this weird criticism of like, oh, it's not as hard or as complicated as something like jazz. I'm like, I'm sure at the time when people were making it, there were people that were very competent, very technical, very skilled, making very difficult and complicated rock music, but we just didn't recognize it at the time. You know, that's my opinion. It just feels weird to draw this line in the sand and be like, no, it wasn't at all impressive. It's like, dude, I'm pretty sure it was pretty fucking impressive. I don't know. I don't know why he has this weird ass opinion about it. Just that's a weird opinion to say that like, oh, what it was a degradation of the skill that comes from it like jazz. I'm like, I think rock was also highly skilled as well. I think additionally as well, it's important to remember when you're trailblazing essentially a new art form, you're gonna have a harder time trying to figure things out because you just hasn't been around as long to know what sounds good with it, whatever. I think you're just kind of trusting your intuition as well. I don't know. It's like if a skilled musician plays what they think sounds good and it ends up going in this direction of rock music, they're like also a skilled musician. They're also making something that sounds complex and stuff like that. And like this is why like when rock first came out, rock was like very simple, but now you have math rock or prog rock, which is highly technical, highly complex and stuff like that. I mean, like it seems natural that things just get more complicated over time as people like learn more about it and stuff like that. I don't know. This just seems, but like I just would also reject the idea that people that were first trailblazing it were just like unskilled musicians playing stuff they didn't understand and making garbage sound music. No, I think there's a lot of technicality that comes in rock as well. It's just a different type of skill that comes in play. You know, I think jazz is highly complex and very, very like difficult. Don't get me wrong, but like I would reject the notion that like for some reason it's somehow like maybe to play it might even be easier. It might be harder. I might not even reject that notion, but the idea that there isn't additional skill that goes into like the way in which you choose to use certain things and the timings that you use just feels strange to me. It's like a good player is going to put in just as much of their, like, how do I describe this? It's like if you get someone who's equally skilled at jazz and rock music, like a super skilled musician, they can play guitar, any genre perfectly fine. If they play like rock, right? If they play jazz, the song might be harder to perform, like to perform it so it's passable. But like there wouldn't be much room for them to be like expressive and stuff like that in a different way, to do stuff that goes beyond the notes on the page. But then like to play rock, sure there might be less stuff on the page, but like the skill is still there, and the person would be just using their skill in different. It's not like they decide to use less skill all of a sudden because it's like the sheet music is easier to read and to perform. But like like at the end of the day, it's like sheet music is only a tool. Like the actual skill comes in differentiating like the stylistic decisions that people make, the stuff that's not on the page. That's what makes the musicians really impressive. Not because they can play what's on the page really well. You know, that doesn't really matter as much. It's going beyond what's on the page is what the key thing makes you a good musician is. And I think that, you know, equally skilled musicians in rock and jazz are going to be doing that stuff. I won't deny though, maybe there is some legitimacy to the argument that like jazz might be more complicated in general than rock music, but there was a lot of dog shit super simplistic jazz songs, and there's also complex rock songs. You know, I would disagree with this idea. Yeah.
Degradation of skill from classical. That the amount of talent
from classical. Wow, that's a nutty one. I would urge you to really listen to almost any jazz musician and tell me that you think it's easy. It's a completely different set of skills. This notion that like for some reason that like jazz music is easy would piss off every single. It would just be offensive to anyone because they do a lot. Like jazz musicians are some of the hardest working fucking people. They practice all day, all the fucking time. The idea that somehow improvisation is like, as you talk about like improv being like less skillful, that's fucking whack, dude. Improv is a very difficult skill to learn, and they work long hours on that ability to have the ability to make really good spontaneous performance or spontaneous like things that just sound good. You know, you can't just fucking play any notes in any random order and have it sound good. That's a skill that needs to be that has to be worked on. Refining your ear to figure out what sounds good and what works takes hundreds of hours. It takes thousands of hours of experience. That's just strange to me. You know, that to me is a very strange thing he said. Degradation of skill from classical. Wow, that's a very like super North American. modern music or traditional music theory approach to how these things would work. I just don't think anyone would agree with him on this approach. This is idiotic. Okay, I gotta be careful. I don't like Ben Shapiro. He's not an idiot. I just think that I think in this take he's being pretty fucking stupid. Now that I think about it, you know what? I'll double down. It's a pretty stupid take. I don't think it's a very reasonable take, but I think I could imagine average people having takes like this that are, yeah. Because like I won't deny classical music does sound quite difficult, but like I don't know. Yeah. I'll give a personal testimony as well. This is my personal thing that happened. So I played music in high school, classical music, and not classical. Classical is just used to refer to the type of style of music in terms of playing in a large like a group of people with different music sections. And I also played jazz for 3 years, I think, or 2.5 years or 3 years. I don't remember exactly. I will say, like in full confidence, and not even be capping, jazz music was way harder to play than the classical music. Significantly harder. Partially because it was a different style that you weren't used to, but also because just like the types of notes, the things you have to do, like the sections you have to play. Classical music, everything was so easy. It was so on time. Jazz is very feeling. The fact that you also had to be swinging and doing all that type of stuff in the music was really hard. Yeah, and playing aggressive, and then improv was also like really hard as well. I just felt it was like so much harder to the point where like jazz music, there was only one jazz band like level, and there was 3 like concert like or like classical music levels in our school, and I played in all the different levels of the music, and I felt like sight reading. I'm explaining a lot of stuff here. Sight reading is a term for when you're given essentially music you've never seen before and you have to play it your first time. I think that's the general idea. What sight reading is just like being given music you've never seen before, and it's being given music you haven't seen before and having to play it for your first time. After like playing jazz for years, when I would get a concert piece of music from my classical band, whatever, and have to sight read that music, it was a joke. It was a joke. I remember so many times being given music, and like after having played in jazz band for a while, and the practice I got from jazz band, when I'd see new music given to us for a concert band, we would all do it our first time. We're all playing it together. We're gonna play for the first time. You would hear like 3 people playing all the notes of the song, and that'd be me. My first try would be like I know this is me sucking my own dick here, but like my point is, sometimes like playing stuff on the page for jazz music is like even harder than classical music by like a long shot. From my personal experience, that's how it was in school, and I would reject this notion that jazz is like somehow easier than fucking classical music. That's a whack opinion, dude. Whack opinion. Plus, you're having to listen to different types of harmonies and dissonance. This is just a really
mostly work that you have to put into mastering a classical instrument is a lot higher than the amount of talent that and work you'd have to put into playing 3 chords in a rock song. And so when it comes to the lyrics in rap, maybe, I'm sure part of it is because I just don't have a lot of experience listening to a lot of rap.
It is.
But it seems like there's a lot of praise that's put out for particular rappers who it seems to me are doing something that doesn't seem innately very difficult. It doesn't seem like the lyrics have exact rhyme. I have this criticism of in musical theater, this is one of my criticisms of Lin-Manuel Miranda, actually, is that he doesn't use exact rhyme enough. He uses near rhymes, and he uses...
Wow. It's just so shocking to have this take. It's just a very, like, single-minded music elitism type thing. Like, music only works in my specific way that I do it. And it's just like, yeah, dude, you're clowning. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, it's like, he's just so ignorant he can't even tell what he's talking about. There's no skill here because he's doing off rhymes. It's like, bro, it's on purpose, bro. It's on purpose that he's doing it. How can you not tell that? Like, oh, and then like if you go to like here, like yeah, sure. If you go to like the really old school raps, they're probably a little bit more rhythmically simple. But like, okay, I'm probably gonna get demonetized for this. I might get, well, I can't really get demonetized. I don't know if I can make any money, so who cares? Okay, watch this song. at my fucking stream.
As I get a little older,
Trying to get
I
demonetized
realize
gamers.
life is perspective. And my perspective may differ from yours. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been down with me. All my fans, all my beautiful fans.
Hopefully you guys can hear it.
Anyone who's ever gave me a listen. All my
I was like, I want to make sure you can hear it. I want to make sure you can hear it. I want to make sure you can hear it. I want to make sure you can hear it. No, you can't.
people.
I come from a generation of pain where murder is my chip you for designer. Belt buckles and clout zealous and prone violence. Make their own clout zealous and prone violence. Make their own clout zealous and prone.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck? Okay.
Said your little nephew was shot down.
Gave me a listen.
There you go. Oh, fuck, it's murder's wife, don't.
I come from a generation of pain where murder is minor. Rebellious and more jealous, a chip you for designer. Belt buckles and clout overzealous and prone to violence. Make their own turn. Be your will of the will alignment. Residue burn. Missed at the inner city. Miscommunication to keep homo detector busy. No protection is risky. Desensitized, I vandalize pain. Covered up and camouflage. Get used to hearing arsenal rain. Analyze, risk your life, take the charge. Homies don't.
Where's the beat of the song? Like, it's extraordinarily complex to perform something like this. And consistently, to do it consistently probably well, is really hard to do. This song has no clear downbeat. Or it has a downbeat, but like, rhythmically, how do the words line up? It feels like it just comes in places like I'll try to like where's the downbeat? I'm trying to like figure it out.
Your baby mama once you hit the yard, that's culture. 23-hour lockdown, then somebody called, said your little nephew was shot down. The coach is involved. I done seen do 17, hit the halfway house, get out and get his brains blown
Like,
out. Looking to
I
buy
feel
some
like I'm
weed,
dragging.
car washes played out. New GoFundMe accounts to proceed. A brand new victim, a shatter those dreams. The culture.
Like it's really like off. He like drags and does weird stuff. He enunciates every time he has lines that will go over like the bar and shit like that, and like to different timing. It's not simplistic at all. I don't know how he thinks this. He just hasn't heard good rap, is I think all it is. And this is like that's this song. You know, even a simplistic version of this is. I don't know what song this is called.
World famous pretty boy Floyd. Got my nigga Chip the Rip in the office. Yeah. I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's get it pop. Yeah. Chip the Ripper. S-L-A-B. Y'all know who it is. This is exclusive right here. Hey. Now, baby, I'm the Ripper, your baby daddy's worst nightmare. Catch me by the Claire, I'll be right there. Niggas copy everything we say. Louis frames, eyes lower than my GPA. Riding and swerving, Kush, I'm blow. Those wide, my trunk bump like Eddie Roll.
Like, listen to that. Like, he was consistently doing like da da da, and then da 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 da. Like it was a weird flow to it. Like it doesn't land on the downbeat. And if you do think it does, or it does not on the downbeat, I think, but he has parts that go over the bar. So typically you have a bar separated by 4 beats. What am I doing here? Okay, you have a bar separated by 4 beats, right? Typically 4/4 time, and like the lines should begin and end within the bars, and he's not. He's going over the bars to like the second bar and ending it in halfway in the line. It's not super simplistic rhythmically. Like the rhythmic complexities of shit that has been going on with modern rap is way more complex than any of the shit that ever happened with classical music. Same thing with jazz. I think rap has gotten so, like our rhythmic structures have gotten so complex nowadays with our music that we just take it for granted that we understand these things at all without being like, what the fuck is going on, right?
freak hoes. I never tip the stripper. I'm rich, bitch, but you can call me Cheap the Ripper. Shell toes, yes. PRPS. There's a man riding a horse on top of my chest. Polo fresh. I am Z-Man. I be slam dunking Tangeray shots with LeBron. Told niggas keep it Carmelo, okay? Roll past
This is like
told 'em
not even a
hello and
complex
hey,
rap
me
song.
and something old on 23
It's pretty straightforward.
Don't save my mama beat show. Skateboarders grind, I grind too. That's why you can catch me in DC shoes. I quit the team, but believe I'm ballin'. Want a verse, put up a stack of quit callin'. 30s on my Chevrolet, call me super duper. Garage like roots, I got more whips than Kucha. Riviera sitting on the Bulls bench Hooper. Y'all still riding 20s, y'all some Oompa Loompas. Don't swing on niggas, they got bad behavior. My 415s woke up the neighbors. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater.
It's a freestyle, right? Is Biggie Smalls? I think it's a freestyle. I think it's a freestyle. It's gotta be a freestyle. Yeah. I mean, there's just so many songs. Like, I just want to listen to some good rap shit.
Alright, here we go, third take.
I'm a huge Kendrick. I like Kendrick. Almost all this stuff I like.
Got me breathing with dragons. I'll crack the egg in your basket, you bastard. I'm Marilyn Manson with madness. Now just imagine the magic I like to ask is don't ask for your favorite rapper.
He did.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Church.
He did.
I killed him.
Amen.
Bitch. And this is rigor mortis, and it's gorgeous when you die. I recorded, and I'm Morpheus, the matrix in my mind. I'm out the orbit, you an orphan and a hairdresser combined. I'm on the toilet when I rhyme. If you the shit, then I decline. I climax where you begin, and then I end the cloud nine. And that's important when you morph into an angel in the sky. And don't be forging all my signatures. My listeners reply and tell me that you biting style. You got a hell of an appetite, and I'm a beer for a while. Just buckle up before the ride, or knuckle up if you can fight. We always making them duck or die. A suit and tie is suitable, and usual is suicide. CSI just might investigate this fucking parasite.
He did. Amen.
That's what they telling me. Aim it at your celebrity. This is studio felony. Ferragamo to many and cool enough for the 70s. Nigga, payback's a bitchin', bitch. You been living in debt with me. Dead I'm all in especially. Leave a call on his mother voicemail to say that he rest in peace. Big ol' chopper the recipe. Wrestling, that's irrelevant. Rather rest at your residence. Whistling to the melody. Couldn't think of a better D. Better be on your P and Q. It's just me, J-Rock, Soul, and Q. Solar system and...
God, it's like so complex, and somehow he just doesn't know. I just don't think he just can't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, he has no idea. He's just really out of his depth in this conversation here. Both guys.
Easier forms of rhyme very often and stacks lyrics in order to make things sound more complex than they are. And then you watch movies about rap, and it seems like somebody just gets up on the mic and they just go. And how much work actually goes into crafting a rap lyric? How much time has to go into figuring out the rhythmic scheme and the rhyme scheme?
A lot. Well, yes, you're right. I imagine that's the like you might be going like, oh yeah, like that can't be so hard because I mean, sure, I think humans have a very good sense of how what's it called? They are much easier to work with language. It's a more innate skill because we practice it all the time rather than like we don't practice instruments all the time, which is why it's more complicated to think about music sometimes in that way. But like simultaneously, I would also make the argument that like what's it called? There is a lot of skill. He's just not seeing it. Like that's really it. He hasn't seen it. He doesn't know. He's just really out of his depth on this because like truthfully, yeah, it's mostly I just think exposure. Like if he actually sat down, listened to some more complex rap, and really tried to understand it, it would be like pretty substantially amazing. You know what I mean? Like how much rhythmic stuff there is there. So that's my opinion. It's just a really weird opinion. He's like, oh, it's not as complex. It doesn't require as much work because people could just seemingly get up on the mic and go. And I'm like, improvisation. Like, I'm shocked that he's only looking at improvisation and then somehow coming to the opinion that because quote unquote improvisation is like, what's it called? Because there's no like prep work in it. It doesn't show. It's like, dude, the thousands of hours of practice behind the scenes are just not what you see though. That's the problem. Like, There is a world of difference between like a Miles Davis improving and some random high school student going up and playing improv. They're not both the same person. They're not both like, you know, there's a ton of skill that goes into that practice. You can't even take a classical musician who's been trained classically and teach them to improv very well. They're not good at it. It's a skill. It's a very difficult. There's thousands of hours of work that go into that, to the ability to be able to perform something very good from your improvisation. It's a skill that has to be worked on. It's just a different type of work. This is just saying that, oh, I don't see the work present within it, so therefore it doesn't exist, or therefore I don't recognize it. It's like, dude, come on. This is some pretty clownish shit. That's all I gotta say. Same thing with freestyles. You can find amateur freestyles. You can, you know, find people who are not very good at freestyles, just your local neighborhood friends. Then you have people who are like, I don't know, like Harry Mack, who's like a phenomenal freestyler. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, he's been working on it for years. These people work on it for years. Or like Juice WRLD, who's an amazing freestyle rapper. You know, it's not the same.
Because I think that would change my opinion somewhat on how rap is constructed.
Sure, this really depends on the rapper, to be totally honest with you. There are rappers who I would totally agree do not spend much time or thought or energy in crafting what they're saying, right? They just
he's trying really hard to meet Ben Shapiro where he's at. I think that's probably a reasonable idea, but I would push back a little bit more on Ben and be like, you know, Ben, I think you're really missing a lot here. But, you know, this just sounds like you really just, I mean, actually, I don't know. I mean, this might be a really diplomatic strategy, to be honest with you, to convince someone to be like, you know what, yeah, fair enough, there are some shit rappers, which I'll 100% agree. There are a lot of dog shit rappers out there. Oh my god. But there's also a lot of phenomenal, amazing rappers, and I think to discredit all of them on the basis of, like, just hearing the only, like, the popular rapper examples is, you know.
Put something together and it's a very basic rhyme scheme and they'll just go there and it'll be quite repetitive. In terms of the content, there's not really any decent message in there. They're not telling any story. They're not using any clever wordplay or anything like that. So to me, that's what makes a bad rapper. If you were to take a great rapper, I don't know, Nas, Eminem, Jay-Z, someone like that, whose lyrics are a lot more complex and in-depth, then, you know, I'd like to, or myself, of course, I'd like to think a lot of thought goes into it. A lot goes into it in terms of the rhythmic patterns and what you'd call the flow, which is essentially how you ride the beat. So if you've got a beat that's faster tempo, you might rap at double the speed and have you're essentially using your voice kind of like a percussive instrument. It might be more comparable to drumming, say, than to in terms of the delivery.
Right.
But then in terms of the actual lyrical content, for me, that for a great artist, that's where the real thought comes in. And again, when it comes to hip hop, if you're making a hip hop song, average rap song probably has 8 to 10 times the amount of lyrics, if not more, as pretty much any other genre. So you've got a lot of stuff. Typically, you'll have 3 16-bar verses. So you've got a lot of space to say a lot of stuff if you want to. I mean, some artists don't say much. I like to think, you know, in all my songs, I put a lot of thought into what I'm saying and the message I'm trying to communicate out there. And there's a lot of wordplay and a lot of metaphors.
I think he's doing a pretty good job trying to meet Ben Shapiro where he's at. I think if he was more of an accomplished debater, you could probably make a much stronger argument to Shapiro about how Shapiro's point doesn't really make a lot of sense in my opinion. That's kind of where I'm at with this. It didn't seem like they were flagging me though. For playing some rap stuff. Oh, I gotta stretch my wrist out. I'm playing too much. I gotta take about like a 10-minute break, not from the stream, but just because. Oh, I gotta stretch because I don't want my fucking back and shit to get all fucked up. Oh, what happened here? Is the playlist playing? No. Where's the playlist? Where is it? I don't know. Okay, let's Oh, I have this playlist I completely forgot about. My absolute shit music playlist. We'll put it on.
Am I throwing you off?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
How you doing, young lady?
What is this? I have a lot of random shit on here. Oh my god. What is this stuff? Okay, I gotta. Oh, there's actual like music on here. That's the problem.
Ask me no questions,
This isn't garbage. This is like normal music. What the hell is this? This isn't too bad. These aren't too bad. Oh.
In the future, just computers. No one here to start a war. We're forgotten, just a picture. No one looks at anymore. In a world we forget about our mothers. Maybe we deserve to fade away. 'Cause if we all give a fuck
I like stretching my wrists
each
out.
other, it's over. If we fall, blame it on the humans. Yeah, if we fall, who saves us from these ruins? We fall.
Okay, let's watch something else just because I don't want to listen to music while I'm stretching my arms out, because I need to take about like a 5 to 10 minute break just to relax my arms and not get them all fucking, not build up too much pain. So let's bank just because I gotta do one more stretch and then I gotta bank. Or I'm gonna bank now, do the stretch, and then if I'll log out for a bit. I'll watch something to keep me entertained while I'm doing my stretches.
So let's say
I was watching this before. I gotta finish this up.
Only half true. So you have this idea that sometimes science can be pushed too far, or sometimes things that initially appear good can have negative side effects in the future, but those are always things that you try to account for, and then you adjust your behavior as you go on through time. You would never say that this
can be wrong sometimes. The government can be wrong sometimes.
This
Capitalism
is
can be wrong sometimes.
This is a science is a liar sometimes argument.
That's
from It's
exactly.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but
Yeah,
given
you caught that,
unironically.
yeah.
Like, again, the problem I have is that everything you're saying is, it's always half true, but this is the issue that I have on the progressive side as well, that everything is only half true. So you have this idea that sometimes science can be pushed too far, or sometimes things that initially appear good can have negative side effects in the future, but those are always things that you try to account for, and then you adjust your behavior as you go on through
less
time.
controversial than this, because I'll probably get not everybody would want to watch that. Let's watch something else that's probably a little bit less controversial. Let me look. Let's actually look at people that argued against Ben Shapiro. I'm kind of curious to see what their arguments were.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey, welcome to 12 Tone. I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to have to make
come
this
on,
video.
you did.
I didn't want to live in a world where this video had to get made, but a couple weeks ago, professional opinion haver Ben Shapiro decided to reiterate his repeatedly disproven argument that technically speaking rap isn't music, so I guess now we have to talk about it.
Nope, we don't actually have to talk about this at all.
Fine. So to start with, let's look at what Shapiro actually said.
In my view, and the view of my music theorist father who went to music school, there are three elements to music. There is harmony, there is melody, and there's rhythm. And rap only fulfills one of these, the rhythm section. There's not a lot of melody, and there's not a lot of harmony. And so it's not actually a form of music, it's a form of rhythmic speaking. So beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap, what I've said before is it's not music. So tell me why I'm wrong.
Now, longtime viewers may recognize this argument because I already made a video about it a year ago where I explained why rap, or as many fans of the genre prefer to call it hip-hop, does often contain all three of these elements. But what you may not know is that when researching that video, my primary source for that argument was an article written in 2009 by none other than Ben Shapiro, which means he's been repeating the same lazy definition for at least a decade now. Still, in spite of my better judgment, I'm gonna assume he's serious when he says,
tell me why I'm wrong.
So while the previous video focused on why his definition doesn't even actually exclude hip-hop, today I'd like to look at a deeper question. Is this a good way to define music in the first place? Spoiler alert, no. Now, to be clear, language is subjective, and Shapiro is free to define music however he wants for his own personal use, but when he says things like,
so beyond the subjectivity of me just not enjoying rap,
and attributes the claim to
my music theorist father who went to music school,
in order to argue that
it's not actually a form of music,
he's invoking the concept of technical language, implying that his definition reflects some sort of objective truth, or at the very least that it would be supported by a majority of experts in the field. But here's the thing, I'm an expert in the field. I'm a music theorist, and much like Shapiro's father, I also went to music school. And beyond that, I know plenty more music theorists, musicologists, ethnomusicologists, and other music experts, and I've never heard any of them use anything even close to this definition. Why not? Because it excludes a lot of things that are broadly considered music, but to understand how, we're gonna have to define our terms. Let's start with rhythm. Does music have to have rhythm? Well, that depends what rhythm is. In a broad sense, rhythm is just the spacing of events in time, but that's not a particularly useful definition here because all sounds occur in time, so all sounds would be rhythmic. Instead, when talking about musical rhythm, we're usually talking about a structured hierarchic pattern of sonic events, or to translate that into English, we're talking about beats. For example, this would count as rhythmic. We have a clear perceptible pattern of strong and weak beats, and the attacks fall at regular intervals. On the other hand, this would be non-rhythmic because the distance between attacks is literally random, so there's no way to feel any real pulse. Of course, this isn't to say that rhythm has to be simple. You can leave out parts of the pattern, combine different pattern lengths, or use multiple patterns at once, and they don't even have to repeat. But at the heart of all of these is some sense of pulse, some structured hierarchy of stress and duration that allows us to build a rhythmic roadmap in our minds. And I think Shapiro would agree with me here. After all, he described rap as
rhythmic speaking,
which implies there's such a thing as non-rhythmic speaking, and thus a need for a more rigid model of rhythm. So with this definition, does music need rhythm? No. There's a lot of ways to demonstrate this, but probably the simplest is a concept called free time, which is exactly what it sounds like. Music written and performed without any clear meter or tempo. For example, early medieval Christian liturgical music was mostly done in a style called cantus planus, or plainsong, which was traditionally performed without any clear metric structure. Plainsong is in a lot of ways the direct conceptual ancestor of most Western classical music, so it's hard to view it as non-musical, but plainsong notation doesn't even specify duration, because that level of rhythmic hierarchy just wasn't a part of the practice. In opera, free time appears in a lot of ways the direct conceptual ancestor of most music written and performed without any clear meter or tempo. For example, early medieval Christian liturgical music was mostly done in a style called cantus planus, or plainsong, which was traditionally performed without any clear metric structure. Plainsong is in a lot of ways the direct conceptual ancestor of most Western classical music, so it's hard to view it as non-musical, but plainsong notation doesn't even specify duration, because that level of rhythmic hierarchy just wasn't a part of the practice. In opera, free time appears in recitatives, where instead of musical rhythms, singers mimic the natural rhythms of human speech, and it also shows up in jazz, where it's often called rubato, and again, rhythmic decisions are loose and unstructured. Free time even occurs in modern popular music, although admittedly not often. The best example I could find is Hunting Bears by Radiohead. Now, it's worth noting that listening to any of these examples can still give you a momentary sense of rhythm.
There are some songs,
After all,
this
the
is actually
attacks...
exactly what I argued. I argued this was a shit definition because there are some songs that don't use that use essentially a free time structure with 0 rhythm, no discernible pulse. Okay.
Aren't random, they're being interpreted by a performer who's controlling the stress and duration for expressive effect. But the thing is, the stress and duration of speech isn't random either. In fact, even things that are random, like falling raindrops, can create a sense of rhythm if you listen to them the right way, but the problem is that there's no clear structure or hierarchy to that rhythm, which means that if you follow this line of reasoning, we wind up with a worthless classifier. If we want to use rhythm to differentiate between music and non-music, we need a way to differentiate between rhythm and non-rhythm, and since Shapiro seems to believe that the natural rhythm of speech doesn't count, structured beat patterns are probably our best bet, and free time doesn't have structured beat patterns. So that's rhythm. What about harmony? Well, what is harmony? For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use the broadest definition of harmony I know, 2 or more distinct pitches sounding simultaneously. Now, this does create a bit of a problem for us, since Shapiro says that in hip-hop,
there's not a lot of harmony,
whereas an actual examination reveals that many hip-hop songs have fairly standard chord progressions.
Yeah.
For example, Where Is the Love by the Black Eyed Peas is built on a loop of F, C, D minor, B flat, which you might recognize as the 4-chord progression, one of the most common harmonic figures in Western music. And this shouldn't be surprising. Hip-hop is a genre that was founded on sampling or borrowing musical passages from songs in other styles, so it's only natural that it'd pick up some of the musical vocabulary of those styles. I'm going to assume, though, that Shapiro is simply ignorant of this fact because I don't know how to define harmony in such a way that straight-up traditional Western chord progressions don't count. That said, if we do use a more restrictive definition, perhaps one that assumes a certain level of harmonic complexity, the fact that we don't need it becomes even easier to prove. So no matter what Shapiro meant, as long as it involves multiple notes at once, which it pretty much has to, my argument will still cover it. So with this definition, does music need harmony? No. And this one's pretty easy because there's an entire musical texture that's defined by its lack of harmony. It's called monophony, meaning one sound, and that's what it is. A single melodic line presented without accompaniment. Or, well, depending on how strict you want to be, it can include multiple voices singing in unison or octaves, and it can even have percussive elements added in, but the point is there's only one pitch at a time, so no harmony. A good example is our old friend Plainsong, which in addition to having no meter, was sung by a single performer alone. Harmony didn't appear in these liturgical songs.
This is like ancient examples. Can we have more modern examples? I mean, I don't think you have to go all the way back in time. Like Happy Birthday.
Until the development of the organum, or second accompanying voice, which first showed up around the 9th century. But monophony is far from dead. You hear it every time you listen to an a cappella singer or a solo piece for a melodic instrument like a flute, trumpet, or oboe.
That's common in non-Western. Wait, that's such a good fucking point, right? Like, literally, solo performance. Oh my god. Where is it? We all know this shit. It's the most famous fucking cello piece in existence. It's one music, by the way, because it's a single line. What the fuck, dude? That's so true. I didn't even think about that. That's genius. That's a good fucking point. Oh my god, what a dog shit take. He's a big boy.
Traditional Korean music, for instance, is often monophonic. And unlike free time, it does show up occasionally in modern Western popular music too. In my last video on the topic, I mentioned Queen's We Will Rock You, where for most of the song, Freddie Mercury's voice is accompanied only by body percussion and some octave doubling. There's no harmony until the guitar solo at the very end. But some people objected to this point, arguing that even though no one was playing chords, the song still had them because melody can imply harmony. And that's true. Take this. To my ears at least, it's pretty clear that this is the correct harmonization, but how did I do that? I mean, there's basically only one melodic note per chord, and these are not the only chords that contain these notes, so in theory it could just as easily have been this. How did I know it wasn't? Well, because I'm familiar with traditional Western harmony, and in that system, this one's much more common. That's an extreme example, but it demonstrates an important point. Unless your melody is literally arpeggiating a chord progression, which We Will Rock You is not, there's probably going to be more than one valid way to harmonize it. To see this in action, check out Adam Neely's video on the 7 levels of jazz harmony, link in the description. This means that the implied harmony isn't actually an inherent property of the melody itself, but a product of the interaction between that melody and your pre-existing harmonic vocabulary, and what kinds of chord progressions you're you're used to will change which potential harmony you hear. This becomes especially relevant when we look at non-Western music derived from monophonic traditions. I mean, how can you imply a harmony if your culture doesn't have a harmonic vocabulary in the first place? Effectively, while melody can imply harmony, implying harmony isn't the same thing as having it. Which brings us to our final element, melody. This is probably the hardest to define. The simplest version is that melody is a series of notes played in succession, but in this context, what's a note? Is it just any frequency? Is it limited to some tuning system? Is there some stability or range requirement? See, this is the problem with arguing about definitions. Once you start, it's definitions all the way down. Fortunately, Shapiro helps us out here by clarifying that in rap,
there's not a lot of melody,
so we have some indication of where the line is, at least for him. Of course, many rap songs, like Ready or Not by Fuji, melody is a series of notes played in your pre-existing harmonic vocabulary, and what kinds of chord progressions you're used to will change which potential harmony you hear. This becomes especially relevant when we look at non-Western music derived from monophonic traditions. I mean, how can you imply a harmony if your culture doesn't have a harmonic vocabulary in the first place? Effectively, while melody can imply harmony, implying harmony isn't the same thing as having it. Which brings us to our final element, melody. This is probably the hardest to define. The simplest version is that melody is a series of notes played in succession, but in this context, what's a note? Is it just any frequency? Is it limited to some tuning system? Is there some stability or range requirement? See, this is the problem with arguing about definitions. Once you start, it's definitions all the way down. Fortunately, Shapiro helps us out here by clarifying that in rap,
there's not a lot of melody,
so we have some indication of where the line is, at least for him. Of course, many rap songs like Ready or Not by Fugees or Empire State of Mind by Jay-Z also contain explicit singing, and even in songs that don't, there's a good chance the beat features melodies performed on synthesizers or other non-vocal instruments, a concept that, as a classical violinist, you'd think Shapiro would be pretty familiar with. But for the sake of argument, I'll assume he's referring only to songs where the vocal delivery is exclusively rapped and the beat is entirely percussive, because otherwise we're forced to conclude that he just doesn't know nearly enough about rap to be speaking so authoritatively about it, and what are the odds of that? So in order to define melody, we're going to have to look at the difference between speech and singing, which conveniently I just made a whole video about, and it turns out there's not a lot. But there are some things that are more characteristic of one than the other, so let's try them out. Like, maybe the distinction is range. Speech tends to be narrower, while melodies often run all over the place. But that seems unlikely. If you saw my video on losing my religion, you'll know the vocal melody of that song has a range of a perfect fourth, and studies show that depending on context, human speaking voices can cover nearly an octave, so it seems likely that many rap artists would show a similar range. But what about tonal stability? Maybe melodies have clear, precise pitches, while speech slides around haphazardly. Except music has plenty of slides too, we just call them glissandos because we're fancy. Besides, if tonal stability is a requirement for melody, how do you explain a singer like Bob Dylan? Anyway, I could run through a bunch of other possible answers, but let's cut to the chase. The best definition I could come up with...
I'm curious what it's about. Oh, very cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll call back. This is a very important voicemail. Okay, I don't know. It was just 20 seconds of silence. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. Wow. I love it. Oh. Wrong screen. There we go.
Is that melodies contain intentional pitch. That is, they use notes in such a way that you can tell if one of those notes is wrong. Now, speech also does this to some extent. The contour of a phrase can carry a lot of semantic meaning. Compared "that's how you define music" to "that's how you define music?" But if I'd gone like a half step higher on that last syllable, it still would have conveyed the same idea, whereas if I'm singing, say, "Happy Birthday," and I go a half step sharp on the last note, that changes everything. Now, to be clear, just because a note is intentional doesn't mean it can't be spontaneous. Like, if you're taking a solo in a jazz song, you may not know in advance that you're gonna play an F sharp over that E major 7 chord. Your hand may have just gone there instinctively, but it still creates a specific effect in that context that would be lost if you played, say, an F natural instead. This means this definition is still difficult to apply to rap because, consciously or not, many rappers will tune their voice to match the key of the track because it just sounds better that way. This is a fairly nuanced point though, so again, I'm just going to assume ignorance on Shapiro's part, but just like before, I don't think his definition is going to be less restrictive than mine, so even if he's purposefully excluding that, we're probably still fine. So with this definition, does music need melody? No. Admittedly, this is a bit harder than the others. Melody is incredibly common across musical cultures, but that doesn't mean there isn't music without it. Besides rap and other spoken music traditions, this mostly takes the form of strictly percussion-based music like drum lines. Now, it's worth noting that drums can create a sort of pseudo-melody. For instance, on a traditional trap set kit, there's 3 toms, high, medium, and low, and you can move between these to create a basic sense of melodic motion. But while these toms can be tuned to specific notes, they often aren't, and for the most part, listeners perceive tom runs as having a rough melodic contour, not an intentional definite pitch. Like, when a song changes keys, you don't see the drummer stopping to retune their instrument because the difference just isn't that noticeable. As such, with the exception of instruments like the steel drum, which are specifically designed to have melodic qualities, most drum-based music isn't going to have a strong sense of melody unless someone's singing or playing a melodic instrument on top of it, and yet drumline pieces are an iconic and important part of marching band repertoire. So there you have it. There's music without harmony, music without melody, and music without rhythm. Heck, there's even music without any of those things, although we'd have to go pretty deep into experimental territory for that, and I feel like I'll lose Shapiro if I start citing composers like Lamont Young. But the point is, none of these things are a good way to differentiate between music and non-music, and requiring all 3 of them is even worse. If you're curious what a good definition of music might look like, I actually already made a video on that as well, link in the description, but I'll tell you this much: good definitions tend to care more about reflecting cultural experiences than nitpicking about technicalities. Anyway, I think we're basically done here, but in the interest of fairness, Ben, any last words?
Rock was an actual degradation of skill for music from jazz, which was actually a degradation of skill from classical.
Nope. I'm done. I'm out.
But seriously, Ben, if you want to learn more about the craft of making hip-hop, Skillshare's got some great courses to help you out.
Yeah, I also thought that take was pretty fucking stupid, but that's okay. It's just like it's the people are getting dumber, essentially, argument all the time. Our art is becoming degenerate with like no consideration of like the fact that it's becoming more accessible and therefore more people are making it. There's still complex stuff out there, and you're just choosing a selection bias if you like only the shitty stuff, and even then it's just whatever. Okay, what's a good video to watch? I don't know if I have anything interesting to watch. Ooh, the new Swampletics video is out.
This is McTile. A few months ago, I only had one tile.
Hello? Hello?
To stand on.
There we go. Oh my
and every
God.
1,000 XP I gain, I get to unlock a new one. I can't use banks or trade other players, and I'm unlocking RuneScape 1 tile at a time.
Okay.
The goal? RuneScape's biggest challenge, the Inferno.
I don't know. Oh. God, I gotta finish this shit, man. I don't want to do this anymore. I just absolutely... She definitely did tell me what I had to do, didn't I? I completely did not look at it. Oh my god. ADD in this game goes really well together, actually. Surprisingly. Oh my god. Okay, tick perfect.
Like, Tile, you look more hideous than usual. I can't quite put my finger on it. Last episode, we had over 60 hours of progress with starting Slayer. Eventually, we got 83 Hunter and unlocked Dragon in place, which is arguably the biggest unlock.
Bro,
on
what
the
the
account
fuck?
yet. And we added
She
Guap,
replaced all my shit.
as a pet to the family. And today we have 2,500 tiles. Oh my god, it's a sponsor! This is Gary. He uses his Audible credits every month because he enjoys learning. Gary has been an avid Audible
Okay,
listener.
unironically, Audible's good. I hate audiobooks though. I think this is just like a very individual take, but I really do not enjoy audiobooks at all. I have no idea why. I just every time I listen to an audiobook, I've always found them to I just don't feel like I've ever listened to a single thing that they talk about. I don't know why. I just find whenever I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm just like, ugh. I don't know why.
Listener for 3 years now. He's so at peace. Just kidding, that's actually me. I'm Gary now. Audible is so great for me because I'm someone who loves getting smarter every day, and over the last 3 years, I've collected a library of
I don't like getting
audiobooks.
smarter,
Honestly, if you
actually.
take a look at my library, it's a lot of the same stuff, but that's just because I'm obsessive like that. Audible genuinely has a massive selection. Even if you're not into educational stuff like me, you can still find yourself a romance or a thriller or something to entertain yourself. I recently listened to Atomic Habits by James Clear, and it seriously made me realize how important small improvements are. It's made me try to strive for a tiny bit more in every aspect of my life to set up long-term results, and
Grind
I love it.
instead of
It's one of my
grinding 10
favorite listens
hours a day,
recently.
grind 10
if you're not a
hours
fan
and
of
1 minute
audiobooks
a day.
yourself, I guarantee you Audible still has something for you.
Yeah.
Tons of podcasts, guided wellness programs, and
There's always,
Audible
like, that's
originals
always
that
usually
you
good
can't
stuff to
find
read to talk
anywhere
about
else.
habit
You can start your
formation.
free 30-day
Also,
trial
don't
by
really
going
know
to
much about it, and I think
audible.com/settled
it's actually
or
really
texting
straightforward,
settled to
but
500
we just never get taught how
You
to
won't
do
regret it.
habit, how to
Thanks
make
to
good
Audible
habits
for
and stuff,
sponsoring.
and how important they are.
It has been a really long time since I've been here, and I came here with my son, which I'm very happy about. I am
What?
looking for a
You got
tiny
so
man,
lucky
and
that
there he
shit
is.
is
So this
ridiculous.
guy's gonna be really important because he's gonna sell me my first ever impling jars. Wait a second,
like
I completely
Larry.
forgot this is a thing now. You can store your net and your jars here. This is like after my time. I haven't been here in years, so in the past, if you broke all your impling
Dude,
jars,
fuck
it would be a
Puro
mess
Puro.
to get them
Oh
back.
my
So I'm really
God.
glad that I can store more
I
here
hate
now.
Puro
You can come
Puro.
across implings anywhere in the game, but if you really want to look for them, this is where you go. Unfortunately, Puro Puro is massive. Just one lap around this outer ring would be around 400 tiles, so I'm at such a crossroads right now because, as you can see, I have 2,500 tiles, which has been the goal for multiple episodes. To stock up this many tiles and to enact the master plan. We're going to talk about the master plan while I go finish
Yeah, what
off
is the
my current
master
Slayer
plan? I
task.
have
I
no
guess I don't
idea.
need any of the hunter equipment anymore. We currently have rock slugs, I believe. Yeah, we have rock slugs as a Slayer task, so I am going to have to go unlock that. That's only going to be like 50 tiles or whatever, and I'll get some of those back. So I would love to go hunt dragon implings right now and get an amulet, but if I use any tiles right now, I'm really not going to have enough for what I want to do here. And that is the underground pass. And that is just a step of the
Oh,
master
that's fuck, dude. That's okay. That's gonna take a lot of stuff. I don't even know how many
the
tiles that
underground
would
pass
be.
is the entry to the most impactful upgrades I can possibly get on the account.
What?
So I calculated roughly that I need
What, the Ivan
2,500 tiles
staff?
to complete the underground pass, and there's really just no getting around it. I have to complete this quest if I want my account to be ready for the Inferno, which I honestly think will be the most difficult thing I have ever done in the game. I obviously have an Infernal Cape on my other account, but I'm gonna be doing it on this account with much worse gear.
The
and
Inferno Cape is gonna
I'm
take
tile restricted,
a
so
long
it should be
time
really
before I even
fun, and I
attempt it.
really
I
want
need
to
a
be
both before I
prepared for
attempt
that
it.
moment. I honestly despise this Slayer task. Any task that you need to use an item to actually get the kill is just a horrible task, but I don't really have any other choice. I have to do this. I'm also really low on bolts, I just realized. 1,200, that's not ideal, but after I complete the
Ugh.
underground pass, I have one more quest to do, and I'll be able to kill Zulrah, which is gonna be so insanely fun with bad gear on this account. I actually can't wait to do Zulrah on this account. The underground
Zulrah
pass
with bad
is the
gear is
key
fun.
to everything right now.
Oh,
and a
man.
rock
Yeah, you do need an
slug
Ivan
task
staff, don't you?
completed. Got 34 Slayer from
Fair
that,
enough.
not bad.
I
Not bad at all, actually. So
personally,
for the
I'm
underground
shocked if he's gonna do that because like, I tried Zulrah a lot of times with pretty decent magic gear, I thought, and with an Ivan staff, and I just felt like I was doing nothing against Zulrah at all. I felt like I did 0 damage against it. Like because I just didn't have enough accuracy. So I'm curious to see what he plans to do. Because I mean, I have 85 magic now. I might be able to hit 86 magic. I might be able to be better if I do it now. But when I remember when I did it, it was like I was not getting anything. I was not able to hit it at all, so I don't know. I'd be curious to see if he can. Now we're not going to risk it. Let's just bank while we're here. Oh, my back. My balls are so big, it's hurting my back. No, I don't know. I don't know why. My back has been killing me the last couple of days. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh, I gotta go pick up my dad pretty soon here, too. Fuck. Alright.
Pass, I pretty much have everything, except I also need to do Biohazard Quest, which, for the Biohazard Quest, I also need to do the Plague City quest. So
yeah, I
have
hate
like
this
a
whole chain
somewhat
of events.
established path
But they're
through
relatively
the
quick.
zoo, so
They're
that's
like
what
it's
I'm
like
gonna be
an
taking.
it's like 2
I have
hours to get it all
exactly
done.
2,500 tiles right now, so it's actually going to be super interesting to see just how many
On
we
a main
use
account,
on these
though.
quests.
Not
One thing I
an
forgot to
ultimate
mention,
Iron
I'm
Man.
basically a hardcore Iron Man this week because these 8,700 Chinchompas, if I die at any point, they are gone for good. There is no getting them back. That would be really, really devastating because they are a big part of my plan to get my range up and get more tiles. So I'm pretty sure the plan is just
What would you use Chinchompas for? I mean, just like for XP? Is that what his plan is? I don't know if he said it before, but like another option. Isn't there like a strat for killing OSRS Kriara? I think you could kill Kirara with there's a strategy of using Chinchompas on them, right? General strategy, solo. Yeah, Chinchompas. By using Chinchompas, only one Kirara can cook even quickly, even when they're selling, though it's also expensive. This is stand the south of the both Kirara, blah blah blah. I was for at flight Kalisa, the Chinchompas will almost always have digital limits, and the AoE will bounce onto Kirara as any other NPC will receive damage. Ah, okay, I see. You just stand in the corner and fucking throw stuff at them. It's a relatively easy task to do. Huh. Never knew about this task. Red or black Chinchompa is the best shield that you have for blocking damage, and then... Interesting. You can use this to get the Armadillo gear. Interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
to not die. Okay, I've scouted like every Dwellberry spawn in the game, and this seems to be the best one, so I'm just gonna telegrab it from here as well. We gotta skimp out on tiles a little bit, because the underground pass is gonna slaughter my tile bank, so. And we're gonna need some rope. I just had such a big realization. I have every ingredient in here that I need for the cook's assistant quest, and I actually need milk for the quest I'm currently doing, but anyway, there's cook's assistant completed. What a big...
really?
All right, next I need some chocolate, and we have one more thing to get before I can go do the quest. Yes, we got it. Snape grass, that's the last thing I need. There we go, we have hangover cure. We can now go do Plague City and start the adventure. Let's go. What a handsome little man.
He is in the Plague City.
There is
wow.
one part in the next quest that I'm kind of worried about, but I guess we'll
Zoomer
talk about that
humor.
when we get there.
I think he's like 1 year younger than I am.
Edmund, we found your daughter, my friend. 257
That's whack.
tiles used. We can actually now teleport to Ardoin, so that's a pretty nice teleport to have unlocked. And we got 26 mining from that. All right, time for the biohazard quest.
I genuinely, there were so many times when the Swampletics was playing it, I was just like, wake up, honey. Like, I had that feeling whenever my fucking YouTube would recommend it to me. Level 69, hell yeah. Do I want to do the last... Yeah, might as well get it. I mean, how many more do I have to do? 70 more trips or so? It's not too bad.
Use this very convenient log shortcut. I actually think it would have been better if I fell off that log. Now that I think about it, it would have put me closer to where I need to be. Oh, wonderful, I fell off. I'm probably gonna use this log in the future, so I guess I'll connect it. Haven't even started the underground pass yet, and we are about to hit under 2,000 tiles, and I also have to kill this man in cold blood. I am sorry, shield your eyes. I know he's just doing his job, but I'm just doing my job. So this is the part of the quest that I was kind of worried about. I have to take these potions over to Remington, but if I teleport, they're gonna break, and then I'm gonna have to go back and do it all over again. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this path north. I'm gonna connect it to the path I already have in the market, and then I can go south and take a boat to Remington, and that shouldn't break any of the potions. So
I hope so. I don't actually know. The type of stuff that always freaks me out for like the weird mechanics like that.
Okay, perfect. I was just a little worried about this part because I didn't know if I was gonna have to go on like an 800 tile trek to get over here, and there wasn't like an easy way to do it, but I forgot that there's a boat that goes here, so that was only 100 tiles, and now I have to go to Varrock. And there's another step done. Last step of the quest, I just have to make my way into the castle, and we can finally get started on Underground Pass, which I'm not sure if I have enough tiles to complete now, because I honestly thought these two quests would be a bit shorter in tile length. 1,800 tiles for Underground Pass, I guess we'll find out if that's enough. There's Biohazard completed, 27 quest points. We're actually pretty close to the requirement to do Dragon Slayer. We need 32 quest points for that. After we complete Underground Pass, I'm also going to have the Iban Staff, which is super useful, but since I'm not going to be doing Zulrah for a little while, I'm probably going to be dropping it just to conserve the inventory space. I can obviously get it back at a later date, but
I really am curious to see what he's going to do. He's probably going to have to get the magic and ranged pest control stuff, which might be usable, beatable. I don't know. That'll be interesting. He's going to use a bone crossbow? Jesus. If his goal to do that till until he gets a blowpipe, he's going to have to reset a shit ton unless he's got very high stats already. Because, I mean, Zulrah does not have low accuracy. And the magic stuff, granted, the gear is pretty decent, but it's not very accurate, so
yeah, we have everything we need, so let's get started. I'm actually fairly well prepared for this quest. I have 58 agility, and we have the 50 thieving requirement for the shortcut. This quest is notorious for needing a high agility requirement if you don't want to be completely miserable. Before we get started, I do have to make a dangerous trip to the wilderness. Once I unlock the magic guild, I'll never have to do this again, but until then, I'm just gonna have to scrape by.
And his magic is like 50! Bro, what are you doing?
I might as well just
How are you gonna fight Zulrah?
There's really
Genuinely.
nothing else I need. I have some bolts still for
I have no
attacking
idea how
things,
he's
so
gonna do
money
it.
isn't going to be a problem for too much longer. Now that I have 83 Hunter, I just really need to get Underground Pass done, and then I'm probably going to have to collect a couple tiles real quick. Just used an RD teleport for the first time, and I think I'm going to connect a path both east and west from here, because this entire time I've been getting to RD by either boat or ferry ring and then running through the zoo. I just need an easy way to get here because I'm here so often, so now that I have the teleport to the center of the market, I can get here instantly, and I want to just have a path to both sides of the city. All right, Underground Pass started. I do need to spend some time getting a couple things for the quest, so I will be right back. And I'm back with everything we need. I mean, this path is going to be miserably inefficient to walk, but I mean, at least it's... I'm not going to be going here that often, so I'm just going to make whatever path saves me the most tiles right now, because I don't know if I have enough to finish the quest at this point in time. This entire quest was just made for people to experience pain. Oh my god, I don't have any rope. Oh, I completely forgot to bring food as well. I just came back with rope. Unless I get really lucky.
That's annoying.
I guess the path right, then maybe I'll get it. It's not looking good. It's really not looking good. Should have known. Okay, well, I know which path it is now, but I honestly, like, that's the thing. I really can't risk dying. I don't want to stress you guys out. I'm gonna step away so that I don't lose these 9,000 chins. Good news, guys. We have food so we can return to the Underground Pass for the third time in the last 14.5 minutes. We're gonna play it safe and just disable all of these so that I don't take any damage unnecessarily. Getting these orbs was another 200 tiles or so, and now we can go downstairs. If I didn't have 50 thieving, I would have to go all the way across this thing and then also round
I'm kind of
the corner,
debating.
so I'm probably saving like 100
if I
tiles
do,
just by having this level. Instead, I can just pick lock the door
Oak
and I can
Larders
go through here, and it also just saves me a lot of time in general
just
because
right
I'd
now while I'm
probably
at it.
fall on those
Because I
with
think
50
if I get
agility. Look
that,
away,
I get a
guys,
portal
this is an
nexus, which
R-rated
would be
scene.
like
I
an
don't want you to
awesome
see this. Okay, the unicorn is dead. but
upgrade.
more
Actually, I don't know.
importantly,
One
where are my
second. I don't know if
tiles?
there are any. Are there any teleports I really want that come from the portal nexus? Like, this would be one I want because I want the ability to teleport to this for a clue step. That's very unimportant. I think I can't use Gorok. This is just nice to get deep into the wilderness and a Carl, whatever these are. The Ice Plateau. What is this? Icy Basalt. I've never done this. Oh, this is how you get that shit for... Right, yeah. This is how you get that shit for the God Wars dungeon to prevent your stats from draining. So there's like there's like a fire you can right here that burns forever, but you have to go to God Wars dungeon to get the salts needed for it. I think it's like something like that, and that's where you get them is up here. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. And you can get that from Relica. Ship to Weiss Iceberg. That's really not even that hard. Like, you can just teleport Fair Ring here, run up here, here, run up here, whole shortcut to boat. There's like a main you have to go through. There's a salt mine. Looks like there's a fortress here. The salt mine, mine your stuff. I don't know if there's a deposit box here. And then you teleport bank and leave. I'll try this at some point. Now that I know where it is, I'll have to get them before I can buy them. I don't know if I can buy them or if I have to get them all, but we'll see.
What in the shit? I guess this room moves into like a new instance when the unicorn dies, so all my tiles are gone all of a sudden.
Well,
Alright, 900 tiles to finish the quest. Let's see if we can do it. Got a little bit of a light bulb over my head. I literally think it would be beneficial for me to fall down at terminal velocity to just slam the floor of the bottom level. That's right. This is exactly where I need to be. He gave me food. What a nice man. Now I have to connect to my path in the northeast. Oh my goodness, look at my tiles go. People in the underground pass just eat dust. That's all they eat. That's all that's available here. Now I have to kill all 3 of these demons, and then later on we still have an RNG portion where I could definitely lose a lot of tiles if I get super unlucky. This is the one I definitely want to telegraph. There we go. That actually saved quite a bit. And we sacrifice all these amulets at this chest. It's so hot. Now I have to kill this spider boss. Okay, easy enough. Spider boss dead, and we have 380 tiles left. This next part could honestly be pretty brutal. I basically just have to search a bunch of different cages for something in particular, and depending on which cage it's in, it's completely random. I could just spend a shit ton of tiles here, so I guess we'll find out. Good news, none of those cages had it, so I have to ascend to this upper level of cages. Hopefully it's not the very last one I check, but I guess we'll see. Yes, this was the cage. Oh my god. 183 tiles left. I guess it could have been slightly worse, but it really couldn't be that much worse. There's 3 other cages that it could have been, so I got pretty damn unlucky on this. Thank you for your robes, sir. These will be nice. Please do not fall. Okay, that would have been really devastating at that point, but it seems like we have just enough tiles to finish the quest. There's like one more area that I have to ascend. The wiki always says this part is super dangerous, but I've never been hit by anything while doing this part. I don't know. That's actually a really long climb up. Oh my god. So all I'm saying is 2,500 tiles, literally perfect. I would have run out had I gotten a bit unluckier on some parts.
You had
but
33 tiles.
Honestly, this was like
man.
pretty much perfectly calculated. 33 remaining. I'm still gonna need a bunch for Puro, so there's not really much I can do with this many tiles remaining, but I'm glad we had enough to finish the quest, because if I had to leave or something.
What would he try to get from Puro? I don't know what Implings would drop, like, unless he wants to do like a bunch of medium clues for Ranger Boots, which I doubt. That shit's, suffering incarnate. Plus, I don't think they're that necessary. Like, unironically, Ranger Boots are kind of nice, but I don't think they're that, like, important. There's, like, a lot of other boots in the game that are, just completing hard clues. You'll eventually get God D'hide stuff, which will replace everything, but which are basically almost as good as Ranger Boots. They're 1 minus less, range difference. The only reason you get Ranger Boots is because you want Pegasian at some point.
Something during that would have been really annoying. I mean, this isn't even the end of the elf storyline. I still have to do Regicide quest if I want to kill Zulrah, but that's going to be like another 1,500 tiles or something, because the elven lands are massive. And there is the underground pass completed, 3,000 attack and agility XP, and we have our 32 quest points. We can actually do Dragon Slayer now if we want, and as soon as we do Regicide, we can go kill Zulrah, try to get a blowpipe. That would be such a massive weapon upgrade for me with my bone crossbow right now. So about this vibe and staff. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna alk this thing. I have 0 GP right now. I'm literally completely broke, so this is at least 25k for me, and whenever I get more money from Puro and everything else, I can go and get another item.
We're only doing all this for Slayer.
Etc. But
That's
right
the
now,
whole
it's
point
just
we're doing
not
this
worth
for, so I
keeping
can
in my
get
inventory. I'm
some
not
of the
gonna
elves
use it
done.
for
Plus,
like
I
a
want to
month,
start
so
working on
it's
the
time.
Bofa, which I should get the Dexterous and Arcane Prayer Skulls before I go try to get a Bofa, but I'm gonna start working towards it slowly because, like, honestly, if I can even just get the bow by itself, it would be a huge upgrade. It's a pretty big DPS upgrade over something like a Rune Crossbow. It's like a 30%. It's like a 20%. It's, I don't even know. It's probably even more like 25% upgrade. Blowpipe is still better than it in some situations, especially for low HP monsters. Blowpipe is just by far the best item, but because of its attack speed and accuracy and damage. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah.
To do what I've been dreaming about, and that is catch dragon implings, get the first amulet on the account, but there's one singular problem. It is our 37 available tiles. There's just no way I can manage in Puro with only 37 tiles, so that's gonna be a little problem. So the temporary plan to gather some tiles is
you can. If you it'll be very annoying, but you can. I mean, if you just find the respawn time of if you find the spot that they respawn in, you can just constantly farm the same implant over and over again.
Gonna be to train some agility. I want to finish off at least 60 agility. That way I never have to return to the Canvas course ever again. 59 agility. I cannot wait to be done with this course. It is extremely slow. A nice relaxing 4 hours on rooftops, and we have 60 agility. We never have to go to this course again. Thankfully, we can do Sears Village now. I think I need like 150 tiles to unlock that course, so I'm just gonna take my crossbow and the rest of my bolts. I think this is a much better option than sand crabs. Granted, I would get faster XP at sand crabs, but at least here I can make some money with my range XP, so I'm gonna stay here as long as I can. Maybe even grab a grubby key. A hard clue scroll. Okay, dude, I want so badly to just complete one of these. This is not one I can do right now. I'm like 4 billion tiles short at the minute, so that's gonna do it for me. I am completely out of bolts, but we made actually a really decent amount of progress here. I got some extra tiles. Very satisfied with our little temple spider trip. I didn't really have many bolts, so it wasn't gonna be amazing no matter what, but I think it was pretty good under the circumstances. So now, see what we can get from this grubby key. Some brews and restores are always welcome, and we got some blood runes. That's a lot of blood runes for money, actually. That's beautiful. And we got some restores, so that was actually like as good as a key could get, I think. I guess only thing better would be to get some brews from that, but I was very diligent with hopping worlds every single cell, so we're up to 73k GP from that. So much better than the 0 I had. We need to make some planks real quick. Look, I know I just made this money, but this is extremely crucial. I have to build a home for Glop. I'm kind of risking him right now by bringing him everywhere with me, and this way, every time I teleport to my house, I'm gonna be able to see him. So I think I'm super happy to make this investment. He's just gonna have his very own home here, a little oak house. I will upgrade this as soon as... Oh, I don't have a hammer. We turn off build mode, and we just put him in here. Look at him, bro. He has look at how much space he has to roam. He's gonna be so happy. Now, every time I teleport in here, I'm gonna be able to see him. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm actually gonna reinvest in some bone bolts and go back to temple spiders for a bit because they do drop nature runes, so I kind of want to grab some more of those because I'm gonna be using a snare in Puro, and that takes a lot of nature runes, so... Actually got really lucky on those temple spider trips. I made like 60k, I want to say, and I still have a lot of my bolts, and we're up to 120 nature runes, so I'm gonna go grab my graceful, and it's finally time to go to Puro. Just got a wood cutting level from cutting down a canoe, so that's something. And I just got a magic level from teleporting.
I used to train
Let's grab our graceful
on
set.
canoes in RuneScape 3. That's how I got my wood cutting up. I also got, I think 99 wood cutting was technically my first 99, but I got it in RuneScape 3, and that's when the XP rates were much more favorable. I did it by cutting choking ivy, which was just worth 0 money. I don't know why.
Because it's going to be extremely useful at Puro. This is like one of the main places that I'm going to want it. So I'm probably just going to be sticking to one corner because I don't have that many tiles. Like I can't unlock an entire outer ring. That would be around 400. So we are going to have to spend a couple tiles here to grab a butterfly net. Oh, you can actually buy 10 impling jars a day. I had no idea that was a thing now, but I'm just going to buy 5 for now. Okay, I mean, while I'm here, I might as well grab this magpie because it's just sitting right in front of me. Hopefully we can get something good. This This is our first ever impling that we're gonna catch, and we get, oh my god, that's amazing. That's literally like 22k right there, isn't it? That was 26k, and I have another magpie just sitting right here. This is what I'm saying, dude. This place is so good for money. It literally just solves all my money problems. And another magpie, we get nature tiara. Okay, not that interesting, but what I'm gonna try to go for first is this magic butterfly net. I need 3 gourmet, 2 earth, and 1 essence impling. Got a special delivery for you, sir, and I would like the magic butterfly net. There we go. So now I can actually put this thing away whenever I am no longer using it, and we'll have the 10% extra catch rate for the rest of my entire life. So the rare implings spawn in the southeast and the northwest. They can wander anywhere, but that is where they spawn, so I do want to use the rest of my tiles to get over there. I want to try to at least mostly unlock this corner so that I can just kind of have free roam. Got another magpie. Let's see. 4 rings of life. Okay, that's actually really good. That's like 9k. I really just need all the money I can possibly get. Whenever I do find one, though. Oh my god, speaking of, holy shit, I don't care. I'm using all my tiles to get to it. I really, oh my god, what is this pathing? What is this pathing, please? Oh, don't fly away, please. No, no, no. Oh, that was so close. That was really close. It could have gone all the way to the southwest there. First dragon impling, please be glorious. That would be so, so good. Oh, that's so bad. I literally think everyone would agree on that. That is just the saddest thing to possibly... I mean, I'll sell them at least, I think. Yeah, okay, I can sell them for like 10k at least. We have our first ninja impling. Okay, so these are another type of impling that I'm looking for because they can drop prayer pots. And that's pretty much all I want them for. I'm gonna be stuck in the corner here, and we're already down to 28 tiles. I have a feeling I'm gonna go bankrupt here. So, first ninja impling. Oh my god. Weapon poison. Another ninja impling. Yes, 4 prayer pots. Beautiful. We need to stack those. That is such a good drop to get. If I can get like 30 or 40 of those prayer pots by the time I'm done here, which it maybe is a little bit of a long shot, I would be very, very happy. And a magpie. Oh, we got our first amulet on the account. It's not a glory. It's not as good. It's like okay, but
what do you get? A power or a?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Power.
No, 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 no. Oh my god, this is so bad. Please, please, please. Okay, I think we got it. Nice. And 200 dragon darts. That's actually pretty damn good. I mean, I will happily keep those. That's still some range XP or darts for my future blowpipe. That's another thing. I completely forgot. How many tiles is this? 5. Okay. I just feel so naked on this game without an amulet. And, you know, I've felt naked for hundreds of hours on this account so far. But we finally have a power amulet, which kind of blends into my graceful. I'm not going to lie. It's actually a little anticlimactic that I can't really appreciate it because I can't see it that well. But first amulet on the account, still gonna be going for a glory because it's obviously much better. Pretty good. It's cool to have an amulet. I'm quite literally at 0 tiles. I am fully tile bankrupt right now. Actually, if I alch something right now, I'll get a tile back. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put my graceful away temporarily because I'm too tile poor to continue Pura right now, which is unfortunate because that's all I want to do. I want to keep hunting for the glory. It's time to range some sand crabs to get some tiles back. And there's 81 range. Beautiful. We have 63 tiles after that. You know what? I'm feeling ready. I'm just getting a quick pit stop at the nature rune chest.
I had already planks already. I bought extra, so I kind of felt like I was, you know, being safe. But I mean, I guess I just must have been on the upper end and been unlucky these like last.
Because as you can see, I'm running pretty low on nature runes after just 1 trip to Puro. Snare is pretty expensive, man. It's 3 nature runes per snare, and I have to freeze pretty much every impling that I want to catch. I think that is where I'll call it. 213 nature runes took about 45 minutes to get them. So we have another dragon impling. Let's go. Dragon impling number 3.
Also gonna do MTA
okay, it's actually not bad. That's a lot of money. That's probably like 60k in the store if I sell all of these. So dragon impling number 4. Let's go. All right, let's see what this is. Number 4. Yes, there it is. Oh my god, it only took 4. 1 in 19. That is definitely the luckiest I have been on. Okay, that's not true. I've been much luckier on glories. We got him, baby. Let's go. The best amulet I can get for, I'm sure, a very, very long time. I'm gonna save 2 of them. I'm gonna alch 1 because I want to mount one in my house and I want to wear the other one, obviously. So that's so exciting, dude. I'm so glad I got those early. I'm gonna still hunt implings, obviously, because I want to make some more money. I want to stack some more prayer pots and stuff. But all right, let's unload this bad boy. There we go. Look at these Bonuses, man. So good. I'm really glad I got the amulet done before I used all my Chinchompas. That's pretty much my main point of going to Puro before using all of them and kind of risking them
it's only
throughout. Because
47.
now I have an amulet for every single one of those 9,000 Chinchompas that I'm going to throw, and they're just all going to be more accurate now. So honestly, my next goal is to complete a hard clue scroll. I'm going to spend another 10 to 15 hours at Puro, make a bunch of money, and then we're going to go use...
I'm going to go see how much would it cost to go from... Let's say you go to 70 to 72 in terms of oak larders. Curious. $337. I wonder if I should do it. I just don't think it's really that worth it. Like, how many teleports am I really benefiting from getting in the Portal Nexus? I don't think it's worth it to go 72. I get
all
the
of
Mount
these
Desert
Chinchompas on
Salesman,
Temple
but
Spiders.
that's
I
not
have to
that
make
big a
some
deal to
space in
me.
my inventory because we're about to train some construction yet again. I want to mount this glory in my house because if I have it there, I get infinite teleports to multiple super useful locations. So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend some tiles on unlocking the decanter at the Grand Exchange. And I can use this guy to make my potions noted, and now I should be able to store them in my looting bag. I just need to make as much space as possible so that construction training isn't horrendously slow. I will now have 16 empty slots instead of 15, which means I can make 2 oak larders instead of 1 every trip. Technically, I only need 48 construction to mount the glory, but I might as well just go for 50 while I'm at it because that will allow me to make a portal chamber. There's 47 construction. There's 48 construction. 49 construction. Your boy is back at Mage Bank after running out of law runes once again. I'm actually just gonna buy a ton right now because I know I'll be making more money at Puro pretty soon here. And there we go, the final larder for 50 construction. I think I have enough money to make the actual room I need to make, hopefully. I only have 32k, so honestly, since I'm not going to be training construction for a long time, I think I'm just going to remove my kitchen because I would much prefer for the glory to be in this spot. Oh, I completely forgot I need teak planks for this. I need to actually unlock a teak tree. I don't have one right now. Let's take the fairy ring close to Castle Wars and we'll just unlock the teak tree that's over there. So this place has one teak tree all the way to the west. Honestly, this is kind of depressing that every time I get any kind of money or tiles, I'm just instantly spending them, but that is just the price of progress. Okay, wonderful. That's my 3rd teak log, and we are good to go. 3 teak planks, 1,500 coins. I am very broke. The glory as an amulet is already amazing, but also mounting one is the biggest quality of life I've had on this account in a very long time. Look at these teleports that I now have when I right-click this amulet. I can just teleport home and then go straight to one of these locations infinitely. But yeah, now we have quick access to a bank if I want to unnote anything. That is a massive quality of life difference for me. Now it's time to get back to work.
It's been a hot minute since we played the game. It's not gonna be bad, trust. Overwatch is good. I already even held on Salted at gunpoint. Hello, greetings on Salted.
That's getting cute, because I am waiting.
Honestly, wait, the queue's gonna be like 20 minutes anyway, so we might as well. Dude, this guy's addicted, man. This guy's actually just addicted.
Traveling to Hanamura.
I have Samju on my team. I'm... Bruh. Subdued on Salted Tankline. Yeah, okay, that's go. GG, go next.
Why are you so mean for?
Well, aren't both of you guys like hard players?
No. Lucio player.
What do you mean, Lucio player?
I can play different things, man.
Bro, you're 3300 on DPS.
Okay, well, I had an unlucky...
Don't care.
Shut up! No one's talking to you, some shit.
Let's go. I'm going in.
Ryan one.
Oh. Assault to do something. Assault to do something.
Oh, what? Why are you saying my name for?
We're literally just agreeing. Assault, shut up.
Rachel, why are you on Overwatch?
I gotta go for my daily quota.
He's gotta make his money on YouTube. Aren't you like rich though?
I'm not rich.
Dude, he has an undercover fucking crystal meth lab, dude. They call him I'm literally Wolf of Light. like the brokest one here, man. No, you're not. You make more money than me. Shut up. Yeah, I'm literally broke, buddy. I got less subs than I do viewers.
Guys, stop stalking each other's cocks. Just play the game. Go. Get on the point.
Help me!
Are we actually owning that? What a thought.
No, we're literally the greatest fucking team ever. I stopped it.
I'm sleeping on something. Help me.
No.
Assaulted.
Welcome back, boys.
Assaulted.
What's up?
Do something.
What's up, Waldo White?
What's up? Do something challenge.
Bro, I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Yeah, you're on fire because of the heat wave down.
Okay, dude. I promise.
What?
No.
What's up to block the bomb? What's up, man? What are you, fucking stupid? What was that shield? Yeah, I got beat. We're going this. I will win this. We get you. Something, do something, challenge. I'm spinning you on something. Go.
Not even close, baby.
Nice.
God is good, dude. Amen. Praise the Lord, baby.
Actually, God is in me.
I still think about you. Girl, I still think about you.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Bro, what the fuck are you singing?
Bro, you're supposed to jump in there and sing with me, bro.
This is a function that's called mute your mic.
That's my pet peeve when he's on my team. Somebody just comes in and he goes... You got a problem? You got a problem with it? Yeah, I literally told you I don't like it. Fight you first, Overwatch streamer fight, me versus you. Bro, I would dog you on Salsa. I would fuck you up. Bro, I would embarrass you. No, you wouldn't. You don't have that killer instinct, bro. How tall are you? Oh, 6'1".
You only 6'1"?
I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4". Wait, apparently you're 5'8". Who said that? Who said that? You're 5'8".
You're 5'8"?
I'm really not 5'8". I'm literally 6'4", buddy.
I can touch point. I got this. Bruh.
Something with a huge shot of Lucio. And then we all get shattered. No way. Good one, Something. There's someone shot on Something. For the love of God. The touch point, touch point. On Something, do something. We're gonna lose on Something. On Something.
I killed 3. I literally killed 3.
Dude, no, you fucking didn't.
Yes, I did. What's the budget?
103. My favorite thing to do in Overwatch is this gaslight my dude to believe like he's trash. Guys, the Genji's going Wicker mode. And he died. Oh my god, you did something on Something. No way.
My shield.
On Something, help. The teleporting beast to my ass. Help. That match is out. Good job, Didum. Well done. You could have done better on Something, to be honest, but you know, that's fine. You're trying.
I bet, Red Show, you are dog shit given head. Bro, what the fuck?
I've been muted this whole fucking time. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. I'm a fucking moron. I'm gonna have to dub over everything. Fuck me. I got like level 70, like construction. I started this quest. I realized that I forgot I had this quest to do. Oh, son of a bitch. I forgot about all of it. Fuck my life. Whatever. I'm just gonna have to dub over those clips later. Oh, okay, whatever. Making content's hard. What am I gonna tell you? I gotta press 2 buttons and talk. Okay? That's hard. Damn. It's a great building. It's just some fucking building with a hobgoblin in it, dude. Oh, is this gonna be a... Oh, okay, well. Alright, well, we're gonna watch. Oh. I did the funny meme. Okay, can I just... Is there a way to stop these damn notifications? I don't want to see these things. Like, sure, let me know it's good, but like, it also fucks up my entire view window thing, so I don't like it very much. I wasn't watching it at all. Is the lore necessary? I mean, the lore of these games is sometimes like actually pretty good, but I don't want to fucking learn about it. Like, who gives a fuck, man? Talk to the silver merchant in East Arden. Oh, I forgot to fucking do this quickly. It's okay. We're next to a furnace anyways. We're good. It's funny that this is considered a furnace. Like, it's like not a... It's so small. Okay. Talk to the silver merchant in East Ardy. Ardoin. So than recommended bitrate. How about you shut the fuck up? That's what I got. That's what I think. Stupid ass stream. Keeps getting mad at me because I have an audio bitrate that's lower than what it recommends, because it means that like it can't hear me very well. How about now? Huh? How about now? Huh? My god. It's just a disaster, is all I can say. I don't want to trade it. I want to talk to him. Dig at the marked spot north of Castle Wars. Are you kidding me? Oh, Castle Wars. I was like, I for some reason in my head was thinking that they were talking about something else. I thought they were talking about like God Wars, and I was like, are you joking? I don't want to go to God Wars. God Wars is so far away. I should put some music on.
Villain man never ran with crows in his hand and won't stop rocking till he clocked in a gazillion grand. Tilling the wasteland sands, raps on backs of treasure maps, stacks to the ceiling fan. He rests on his ashes, ask him after 10 miles of his galoshes, smash his stashes. Chip on his shoulder with a slip-on holster, a clip, a folder, and his grip on a folder. Most that they supposed to know. The show with his aura glow, get from out the road when he get dough, it's horrible. Time is money, spend, wait, save, invest, invest. The 10 case of cave, a chicken chest, yes, y'all a double, get your trickles. The best ballers pitch in and rub to get a nickels. But tut, he about to change the price again and go up each time you blow up like hydrogen. Villain here, have him shrilling in fear. It won't stop top ill until he a gazillionaire, grill and stare. Yeah, your boy had drama, got him on the mental plane, avoided bad karma. One sold an in-brand skinhead, a nigga joke, plus a brand new chrome smoker with the triggers broke. I thought I told him fire and pins were separate. He find out later when he tries to go and rep it. Took a Jehovah money for Arabic Torah, charged in advance, translated and ignored us order. One monkey don't stop.
Feels like the whole time I used to live there is like the nature thing, I guess.
Run for the border, know the drill. It ain't worth the overkill, flow skill. Still, there's no thrill. Fill a billion 10K bills in this pillar. Fill it when it gets realer. Split the skrilla with Dilla. Mix. Do a deal for kicks and get rich quick. Sketch lyric that's about
I don't really care about this. This is, I mean, I know it's, I just don't find this very interesting. Oh my god, dude. Dude, stop asking so many damn questions. Shit, buddy. What? I didn't pick it up. I've seen this bank so many times. Oh, I have. What am I doing? I literally have it right here. Best area in the game with the 117. The 117. What's it called? The 117. Thing. HD plugin. Glass Animal is such a fucking amazing band. Oh my god, there's so much musical variation within all their stuff. I highly recommend it if you've never listened to it before.
Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today
I have to practice my singing. My singing's fucked. Oh my god, it's testing his wife. Oh, she's just gone. I actually just killed her. Jesus. It's not too loud, right? It's not too loud, right? It's not too bad. They return to the Jorl northwest of Ardoin.
Broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of
Oh, what a loser.
He always been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now.
This is like, I think, like it tells you about the lore of the game, right? Something like that, talking about the Sardun Castle. Oh, I'm supposed to go pick up my dad. 1 second, I'll be back in a second.
I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly faking me out. He always been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happy or now.
Temporarily blocked. My stream might be temporarily blocked because they detected copyright audio. Temporarily blocked. My stream might be temporarily blocked. So, time to remove the song off the playlist. Which is unfortunate because I do like this song a lot. It's hard to tell what stuff is allowed and what stuff isn't. They don't do a good job telling you that type of stuff. I do though have to go because I have to pick up my dad from the airport, which is like 30 minutes away. So I'll be on probably later. I don't know how much I will be though, because I'm kind of been tired. Well, maybe it was a relatively long stream today. I think we did a decent job trying to be here for a while. Oh god, my back fucking hurts though. Once this quest ends, we'll probably come back, go pick up my dad, eat something, and then go do Song of the Elves. Pog. Just have to keep this key. Okay. You detected copyright audio. You mean the audio of me talking. Thank you so much. I don't know what audio you'd be picking up. It's literally just me. But thank you. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.